Shout out to all you guys that are in the building right now. This is Andre of Andre and Andrea's Love Crossing Borders. As you guys can tell, not in the studio because right now, as you guys can tell, when I was on Culture Connection last night with a great live stream talking about younger couples and older couples, I think I kind of see on my screen my lens is being filed. So I forgot to cut that off. So you guys got to forgive me tonight in regards to that. If you can see that, let me see if you guys can see that because I can see it. Yep, I can see that right on my lens. This is follow me. Follow my eye. It's an eye tracker. Let me see if I take my glasses off if it stops tracking my eye. Nope, it's still tracking. So I forgot to turn the tracker off. Yep, it's still tracking my eye. So guys, forgive me if I still have the eye tracker on the camera because I don't want to get up and reset it. It just looked like tonight I'll be looking like Cybertron or something. Okay, but tonight's topic, we got a good one. We got a good video. So once we go on a break, what I'll do is, actually, I don't want to start off with a break early, but I'll turn that tracking system off once I get everything set up. But this is Andre and Andre's Love Crossing Borders. And what we're doing tonight's topic is a good one. It's a video about a sister that owns some property in Jamaica. And she says, I'm done with renting to ghetto hood African Americans. But here's the problem. It wasn't the hood or ghetto African Americans that took it personally. It was the everyday brothers and sisters that took it personally. So we're going to look at what she has to say and realize the statement I just made. It was the everyday, average, even some successful African Americans that got into their feelings about her video when she said, I refuse to rent my Jamaican Airbnbs or apartments to Black people from the States that are ratchet. So we're going to go into that video. But before we do, and I still got my eye tracker going. Before we do, let me get into these comments and put some glasses on so I can see. Right now, we're in Bogota, Colombia, enjoying Bogota. So that's a fun time that we're having right now, taking care of some business. First person I want to give a shout out to is my man, Tevin King in the building. He say first in the chat, chat lives matters, guys. Chat lives matters. He says, first one in the chat, I just want to say salute to everyone being here. Remember to hit that like button. Shout out to you, excellent moderator, Tevin. Thank you very much for that super chat, the $20 to start the evening off right. Next, we got Eamon in the building. Shout out to you with the $1. We'll take that love for the love of the game. And we also got them Canadian boys at it again, Mom. They're at it again. My man, Black Nubia, straight from Canada. Shout out to you, brother, with the $2 super chat. I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate that so much. All right, let's get ready to give the other shout outs to you guys as well. Let me scroll down. As you can tell, I forgot my mouse at the house. He said, Andre, if you were traveling and were only looking for a wife and you were not interested in learning a new language, which English speaking country would you go to? I have found this, and I mean this in all sincerity. One of the things that has ruined my study of Spanish and the study of other languages is I'm finding that there is a bits and pieces of English everywhere I go. Most of the places that I've gone to has at least some bits of English, and there, in other words, there are people there that know English that just don't have anybody to practice with. And you guys have probably experienced this too, to where you go to a country and you're ready to pull your Spanish out and they start speaking English because they've been waiting to find somebody to speak English with. So those are the problematic situations. For those of you that are coming in right now, you notice the eye tracker on my eye. I forgot to turn the eye tracker off on the camera lens. So forgive me for that. So you guys are going to see the eye tracker on my eye throughout the night. Maybe during the break, I'll try to turn it off. But right now, the eye tracker is still going. All right. But if I were to find an English speaking country, and I didn't have to learn another language, most English speaking countries are westernized, from Canada to uh, parts of Europe to UK, of course, Australia, New Zealand. All of them are westernized. Most of those countries, I'm not. I'm pressed to visit, but I'm not. I wouldn't look for a wife in those countries. I wouldn't go to UK looking for a wife. Sorry, UK. I wouldn't go to Canada looking for a wife. Too cold for me. The United States, y'all know better. Going to Australia, yeah, too many dangerous animals, large and small, for me in Australia. And even though I hear that they're into brothers down there in Australia, I heard that it's extremely, extremely expensive in Australia. So I wouldn't go there. So as far as English speaking countries, I don't know of any. If you guys have it in the comments that you know of an English speaking country that you would go to, maybe parts of Africa, maybe the continent of Africa. You got 54 countries to choose from. So it might be that move. That might be the move. But I can't think of really English speaking predominant countries that I will move to. We got 45 people in the building. Click that like button. I like you. Make sure you like us too. I don't know what I did wrong. The camera just went out. Okay. Did the camera just go black on me? All right. Let's see. Or maybe I'm not seeing. Yeah, the camera went out. Give me a second, guys. I'm going to get the camera back on. I don't know what just happened. Give me a second. Oh, okay. I think I know what happened. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Let me scroll up. Sure. I've got the right mic on. I'm going to step out, guys, and I'm going to come back in a few seconds. All right, let's try this one again, guys. Let's try this one again. Thank you for your patience. Once again, dealing with the struggle streaming for a second. Hope that I'm loud and clear, and I hope that I'm good. Now, I had to step out for a second, and now that I'm back, I'm about to get started with the shout outs, gentlemen, the shout outs. And like I said, tonight's topic is about a Jamaican woman that said that she ain't trying to deal with you brothers, the ratchet brothers, no more. And I'm going to say something. There are people throughout the world that are putting up videos and writing articles and headlines in regards to Americans in general. They're tired of dealing with Americans. But when it comes to us brothers and sisters of color, they are tired not of us, but are tired of the ratchet ones. In other words, Pookie and Ray Ray. There are people that are really tired of Pookie and Ray Ray coming in, messing up their Airbnbs, messing up their businesses, having to have repairs made. I know guys that I know of that have broken tables and broken chairs in Airbnbs, not on purpose, but somehow it happened. We just watched a video a couple months ago about the female in, I believe, in Cartagena with the 4 guys that they remember that video a couple months ago. The 4 guys got into a tussle with the female and they slapped her phone out of her hand and she was yelling at the top of her lungs and she broke the table in the Airbnb. There are people that are tired of you guys just bringing anybody into their Airbnbs, into their apartments, into their hotels. Yes, us. They're tired of us. And this woman is one of the few people that just took time out to express herself and say, you know what? If nobody else is going to say it, I'll say it. I'm tired. Like I said, guys, forgive me of the tracker on my lens, but once I get done with these super chats and these shout outs, I'll be taking my glasses off to get rid of this tracker that's on me. I forgot to turn it off on the camera. All right. Shout out to Love W in the building. Shout out to you, bro, being here. And my man Bobby Space Ghost in the building. Shout out to you, brother. I'm glad that you're here this evening as well. Once again, we're in Bogota, just taking care of business and relaxing. So that's a good thing. Live, travel, and tour. Yes, sir. Your intro is fire. Thank you very much, kind sir. That's one of the things that Andre and I have decided that we will not change is that intro to the show, because a lot of people enjoy that intro of seeing some of their favorite entertainers and some historical figures, passports. So we enjoy showcasing that. And this eye tracker is going to drive me crazy throughout the night. And let's see. He said, welcome to the best YouTube live, gents. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And so here we go. Let me scroll down. Let me make sure I got everybody. We got my man Ronnie in the building. Shout out to you, Ronnie. Salute to you, kind sir, for being here. Let me make sure I got everybody else. Vern is in the building as well. Always here representing. And let me scroll down a little further. E-Man was in the building last night and he's here again. Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to you. We got 50 people in the building. Click that like button. We like you. We really do. Make sure that you click the like button for us too, guys. Once again, as I mentioned before, this is a Jamaican sister. And she's speaking on behalf of a lot of people that I've been hearing about over the last 5 years that I've been hearing about that are tired of renting to Americans. And I have a story that Andrea and I went through when we were in Barranquilla in 2020, when it came to us renting an Airbnb and what we had to go through, because our landlord at that time period in Barranquilla for the Airbnb, she said, I do not rent to Americans. Yep. And so I'm going to tell you guys a little bit of our experience and how we were able to overcome it. And it wasn't because of me. Yeah, it's called special effects. I got the special effects, the eye tracker on. The eye tracker is always there. That's what keeps the blurry background during the live streams. But somehow I made a mistake and cut the eye tracker on during this live stream. So forgive me, guys. Shout out to my man David in the building as well. I miss the sound effects. It's so quiet without all the sound effects. Shout out to my man Amen in the building once again. And Nerd Nev is in the building. Shout out to you on the daily. He says she rent some Black Americans, but not to the ratchet ones. Yes, that's what she was saying. But Black Americans took it as if she was talking to everybody. And in the video, she was very specific a few times who she's talking to and who she's not talking to. But everybody just lost their little mind when it came to it. He said, "Oh no, Andre is going on my country, going in on my country." No. I'm with her. He said, "My parish is next to hers, so you know exactly what I'm talking about." I'm glad that you know exactly what I'm talking about. Shout out to my man, Black Empowerment, #1 in the building. He said, late but not lost. Shout out to you, brother. And my man Louis in the building. Shout out to you being here, brother. I'm glad that you're here. Glad that you are here. So the light-skinned brothers got no love in Colombia. Hey, I don't make the rules. Tevin says, make sure you guys hit that like button. We got 54 people in the building want to hear or talk about this topic. I got a video. This is a video we're going to be going through tonight. Shout out to you. Oh, he says Singapore. Yeah, that's a good. You know what? I forgot about Asia. There's a lot of countries in Asia that are very fluent in English that you can enjoy and build a new life with. So that's absolutely correct. Thank you very much about that, Imam. Shout out to my man Rico in the building. He said most people in the Philippines speak English too. Yep, that's true too. So you guys are making some great points. He said, I would go to the Philippines for an English-speaking country. Shout out to you, Vernon, for that one. He said, yep, in Australia, he said, you didn't hurt the animals. They hurt you. Africa too. Real estate laws in the building. Shout out to you. He said, Guyana is English-speaking. I thought about Guyana. You were the one that put me on to Guyana. I'm still working on some things with Guyana as well, with Guyanese YouTubers, as well as investors down there, because I still want to do some things down there in Guyana. I haven't forgotten about that at all. That's really on the forefront quite often of what I want to do in regards to getting new information out to you guys. All right. He said English-speaking countries are, Ronan says, Philippines, Guam, Thailand, and some of Malaysia. So some Malaysian islands. So there we go. Shout out to Michael being in the building. Shout out to you, brother, being here of the Emmanuel family. All right. And Brian's here. Shout out to you, Brandy. All right. Okay, I'm sounding good. It's looking good, so we're good. Shout out to you guys for being patient with your boy, with the struggle stream. Shout out to Kev in the building. Good evening to you, brother, as well. It's going to drive us crazy too with the eye tracker. Yeah, that's going to drive me crazy all night long. I see you guys see it as well. Hey, babe, do me a favor. Turn it off again. See how that looks.
So much better?
Yeah, that's good. That is good. All right. And I'll turn the music down a little bit in a second, too. Shout out to my man Andrew JM in the building. He said, I was just talking about this yesterday. How many kids in the hood are taught table manners? It's just a shame. And like I'm saying, once we look at this video, the Jamaican sister is not the only one that's talking about that they're tired of ratchet behavior in their Airbnbs and how much it's costed them. We do realize in the video a couple weeks ago when the four brothers got into that argument with the one pay for play in Cartagena and she smashed the table, do realize when they were fighting her to get her out the door, she broke the door too. When the guys mentioned that, like, oh man, she broke the door. So now you're in somebody else's country, in somebody else's Airbnb, and they find out that you've broken, destroyed property and destroyed a part of the property, which is the door, in the name of getting you some coochie. I'll say it again. In the name of just trying to be intimate with somebody, you've caused yourself problems that you didn't ask for when you decide to go on vacation. So can I book a consultation for YouTube advice? Oh yeah, actually you can, Michael. Let me put my my email address up there. If you, because just got, I'm thinking about several things right about now. You know, it was really fun hanging out with Austin Holloman a couple of days ago when he's down here in Cali, Colombia, and just talk YouTube back and forth with him, the knowledge that he has, the knowledge that we have. And so after 5 years of doing YouTube, having successful channels, there's some things, some niches that I know, little things that I know that could help a YouTube channel grow. Like over this channel has grown in the last 6 months. Oh, actually in the last 4 months. Little over 11,000 subscribers in 4 months. So, and it's little things that I've done. And once again, forgive me of the tracker guy, the eye tracker guy. So yes, definitely. Let me put my email address up there for you, so you'll be able to reach out to me. Anybody that's interested in consultations, not just for coming to South America, but also consultations for when you're coming to, or you need help with your YouTube channel. You're looking to expand or grow and see what steps need to be taken, as well as sponsorship, affiliate marketing, your Patreon, your if you want to start your own WhatsApp group, little things like that. It's not just the YouTube channel itself, but it's other little things that'll cause your brand to grow as well. So definitely reach out to me when you get a chance, and I'm going to leave that up there for a split second, and I'm going to come back to these comments. Shout out to you guys. And my man Christopher, he said, it's bad that Jamaicans are turning away Black Americans. It's not just Jamaica. I'm going to say this again. They're not they're not turning away Black Americans. They're turning away Americans. B, I know spots in other countries such as Colombia, they won't let Americans rent. I experienced it. I literally know that they won't let Americans rent. You guys, we have a lot of spots in Colombia we can rent, but there are spots in Colombia that will refuse to rent no matter what race, color, or creed if you are American. We're just that bad. White boys are just that bad who are ratchet, and brothers and sisters who are ratchet are just that bad and mess it up for all us good people, us good Americans, in other words. So it's not just Black Americans, but in this story it's Black Americans. He said, all money ain't good money. That's a good one. Shout out to you, Vroom. He said, all money ain't good money. All females ain't feminine and cooperative, even in Colombia. Ratchet chicks, no go. Absolutely correct. Shout out to my man Andrew once again. And Andrew says this. He says, Andre, looks like it's about to say it's over 9,000. No. I was about to say that. But what I can say is this, that a lot of guys have to come to a reality that you can't hang out with everybody, because some of your friends that's cool, I'm going to say this, some of our partners that's cool in the States are good for the States. Some of our partners are that we got that's my boy, last 10 years, cool in the States are made for the States. Because some brothers, as soon as you let them out of the States, they show they tail. And they are so embarrassing. They are embarrassing. And so there are some dudes that you just don't even want to have around you. And that's what this lady is saying. A lot of times it's not us good people that's doing it, good Americans that's doing it. It's these knucklehead brothers and sisters, and as well as knucklehead white boys that be tearing up stuff in other countries and making us Americans look bad. It ain't just the sisters and brothers doing it. I just read, me and Andre was just looking at some videos about what's going on in Mexico City, that they tired of the white people down there from the States There are parts of Israel that's been tore up by white Americans, have torn up landmarks, museums, dudes. White boys out there just acting a goddamn fool. And countries are like, man, we tired of y'all white Americans. So it ain't just brothers they tired of. Say that again, babe.
Have you seen my headphones?
Nope. There might be some. Mine might be in that bag you can use. She's looking for her headphones. It's connected. Mine is good. Yeah. So all I gotta do is this.
Oh no, but this is yours.
Yeah, you can use those temporarily until we find yours.
Just for watching TikTok.
Okay, little mama. Oh, you found them? Okay, cool. Okay, good. All right, we got 62 people in the building. Click that like button. I like you. Make sure you like us too, guys. And so remember, once again, these videos are not about most of us. These videos have very little to do with most of us. These videos usually have to do with them ninjas out there. In them, can I put it like this? Them disrespectful white boys and white girls out there. So do remember, as we look at this video, shout out to my man David being in the building as well. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. As well as my man Tevin says this. Tevin says, Andre, I appreciate you for reminding us that Theo Wolf online IT class, PS, go easy on country American, just classified level 3 warning. Yeah. And I can understand that. Shout out to you, brother. But shout out to Theo, man. Theo's doing some amazing things. I'm telling you guys, if you need to really learn IT, International Passport IP, the YouTuber, and Theo WAF, WAF, doing some excellent work. They're going to be at the Black Manosphere, at least Theo's going to be at the Black Manosphere Conclave, giving a course at the same time he'll be on stage speaking. I'll be there speaking. So guys, I'm telling you, in Houston this September, from the 4th to if not from the 4th to the 6th, or is it 6th to the 8th? It's a 3-day event. That's one thing that you can realize. It's a 3-day event in Houston this September for the Black Manosphere Conclave. I'll have more information in regards to that. But shout out to Theo. Yes, sir. I'm doing great, David, this evening. Shout out to you, and shout out once again to Michael. He said you definitely can't bring you can't, bruh. You can't. Some of your partners in the States, they are your best spades partners, your best domino partner. They're excellent pool partners. You can play pool with them. You can play golf with them. Your bowling partner, bruh. But as soon as you take them outside the States, you got hell on 2 feet. Some brothers are hell on 2 feet, just like some white boys are hell on 2 feet. You can't take them nowhere. So don't think that everybody your partner that you inviting because he's so cool in the States that he ain't gonna act a fool in DR or in Thailand or in Tanzania. And you will see a side of your partner that you ain't never thought you would ever see. So do believe that one. Do believe that one. Don't take that for granted. All right. Shout out to my man Timothy. Flame on. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Flame on. Shout out to you, brother. I like that. Straight from the Fantastic Four, the first family of Marvel. Noradine, shout out to you, brother, for being here this evening. He said, brothers, run and get to the chopper. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Noradine. Yes, sir. Shout out to you for being here. We got 69 people in the building. Click that like button. We like you. Make sure you like us too. Right now, we're located in Bogota, and you guys are seeing the eye tracker for my camera. I forgot to turn the tracker off, so forgive me, guys. Tonight is going to be eye tracking tonight, and that goes to show you how good the camera actually is. And so I'll have information in the link so you guys will know what camera I use when I'm doing the live streams or when Andre and I are recording, and you guys are wondering, like, man, that camera is extremely clear. What camera are they using to get that blurry background? So I'll have that information for you guys in the video's description. Shout out to my man Christopher being in the building as well. Christopher says, I remember living in Europe, the Caribbean, and Turkey. He said, Black Americans were welcome, but most whites weren't. Say that again. Most Black Americans, hey, come on through. But most white Americans who always test some up. We were just looking at a headline of in Jerusalem, at a landmark, white Americans tear up to $26,000 worth of landmark because they were riding scooters up and down the stairs of this, this historical location. Scooters. And then one of them took their scooter and threw it in a historical landmark. White Americans. Come on, white boys. Y'all got, some of us brothers got to swallow this pill. Some of you white brothers and sisters got to swallow that pill too. Not all your people are about the right. Not all your people about the right. And so they're going to be talking about that in this video. Shout out to my man Christopher being in the building once again. He said, love your content. Shout out to Andrea in there as well. Shout out to my man Vroom. And thank you very much, Vroom. It's from September 6th to September 8th. The Black Manosphere Conclave in Houston, Texas, going to have some excellent speakers. I'm letting you guys know now, the tickets right now for the 3-day event of one of the few major Black male events where you come in looking good, button down shirts or ties or suits, but you come looking good, clean, professional. It's only $95 for a 3-day event. But that's only up until April 1st. After that, yesterday's prices ain't today's prices. Y'all gonna be mad that y'all didn't go ahead and put some of that cigar money to the side and go ahead and get them Black Manosphere tickets. They're selling out like crazy too. And I mean selling out. So if you feel like, you know what, I'm close to the Houston area, or I got a vacation coming up anyway right around that time period, you might want to get your ticket for the Black Manosphere Conclave before April 1st, before the price goes up. I don't know how much it's going to go up, but right now it's only $95. And you can sponsor somebody else to go. Let's say you can't make it, but you got a partner that lives in Texas, and you know that he need to be at the conclave. You might want to sponsor his ticket. So either way, make sure that you guys get involved in the Black Manosphere Conclave. It's the only one of its kind that's in the United States. There is no other event like the Black Manosphere Conclave for 3 days of great information with some great speakers. Shout out to you guys. He said, made it to the stream. Hola, Senor Andre. How's this going? ¿Cómo está? It's going pretty good, pretty good. Thank you very much, Vroom, for dropping that link down there, brother. In regards to Theo and all the other speakers, especially my man Obsidian. Them Cleveland boys at it again in the building, representing. Shout out to you Euclid guys. Shout out to East Cleveland. Shaw High School, if it's still around. Shout out to you guys. We're having a good time here in Bogota. We're having a good time. Let me make sure I got everybody. Oh, my man Travel in the building. Travel with EJ Wad in the building. He said, oh, Wade. He said, is Theo Waff, is that the same event? Yes, sir. It's the exact same event. Yep. So we're excited to be there. I'll be a guest speaker. Zuna Thailand will be there speaking again like he did last year. Culture Cognition, he will be speaking there like he did last year. So we'll have a plethora of guys that will be speaking from at the Manosphere event. Shout out to you. My man GS says this. He said, what days are the Afro-Colombian Festival again? The Afro-Colombian Festival, which is the Petronio Festival in Cali, Colombia. For all you guys that have not heard about this event, I'm telling you, it is If you've ever come to Colombia, if you told yourself, you know what, I want to go to Colombia, I haven't been there before, or I'm burnt out on Medellin and I want to be around my people, the Afro-Colombian Festival here in Cali, Colombia, from August 14th on a Wednesday all the way through the 19th, that following Monday, which is a holiday. All holidays in Colombia by law must fall on a Monday. For you guys that don't know, once again, forgive the eye tracker that's following me. All holidays in Colombia must by law fall on a Monday, so they always get a 3-day weekend. And so from the 14th on a Wednesday all the way till that Monday. If it were me, I would get here that Monday, like the 12th. I ain't gonna lie, that Monday, I'll be here on the 12th. And then you get a chance to enjoy Cali itself for a couple of days. And then from the 14th, to the 18th, thank you very much. From the 14th to the 18th, you get a chance to enjoy the event. And we're talking about over 300,000 Black people from around the world comes down to Cali, Colombia every year for the Petronio Festival. And Petronio Alvarez, he was, just in case you guys are wondering, who is this guy? He was a civil rights leader and a musician as well. So he's very famous for his music, but he's also famous for fighting for the rights of Afro-Colombians and Black people all throughout South America. So that's why he's so famous. And the event is so big that last 2 years ago, they just started having it in Brazil and not just Colombia. This past December 17th, they had the celebration for the first time in Washington, D.C. It was a small gathering, but I believe that it's going to grow as the notoriety takes place. But last December on the 17th, you guys can look it up, the Petronio Alvarez Festival for the first time was in Washington, D.C. So when I tell you guys 300,000 people down here, oh my goodness. No, I'm good, baby. I got it back on. Let me make sure I got my audio correct. I'm going to go back out, guys, and come back in for a split second. You missed. All right, guys, forgive me. We're going to be struggle streaming. All right. Thank you guys once again for your patience. Look like we're going to be doing some struggle streaming tonight. So let's be ready. And I'm going to pull up the video right now while you guys are here. Thank you guys once again for the super chats in the Cash App. I'm going to check on the Cash App in a split second. Check on that. We got 71 in the building. Click that like button to invite other individuals into the live stream. And once again, our topic tonight, we're going to be watching a video or we're dissecting a video by a sister from the States. Let me turn this music down a little bit. And she is basically giving her 2 cents about how she is tired of dealing with ratchet Americans, not all Americans, but ratchet Americans when it comes to traveling into her Airbnb. And I've heard this story a few times. Before we even go into her video, let me take the Petronio Alvarez information down. Thank you very much for sharing that information. Efron. So let me take that down. Yeah, your boy is officially back. And yes, I do have the eye tracker. Forgive me for that, guys. I forgot to turn it off on the camera. And I didn't even notice it was on until I came back in. Okay, let's pull up the video that we're going to be sharing this evening. And everybody's going to give their 2 cents because a lot of Americans are going to be extremely upset when they see this video. And they're like, oh, who is she? Blah, 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 blah.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is from Black.
We're going to stop right there for a second. Okay, take away my banner. Okay, now let's go ahead and get started with the video, guys. And we're going to be doing a synopsis in regards to this. And shout out to the Petronio Alvarez. Yep, the festival. So guys, I'm telling you, it is an amazing festival. It's not just 5 days of free Black concerts of Afro-Colombian music and food and everything, a celebration and clothing, and it's just a big event. But you get 5 days of free concerts, and those concerts are competition. So it's not just that they're okay where they're performing. No, they are in competition to win. So when they come out, these people have been rehearsing for this show year round because they're competing with the other performers to win the awards. So that's what makes the Petronio Alvarez concerts so amazing, that you would think that they would charge something for these concerts, but they're absolutely free. And that's why they always end up with 200,000-300,000 people coming. And on the last night, like last year, it was like 50,000-60,000 people at the concert. It was huge. And if we have enough time tonight, I'm going to show you guys the video of the Petronio Alvarez Festival to get you guys ready for it. And if you guys need a consultation in regards to preparation for it, just hit us up on our email. But let's get started with this video. Let me move myself out of the way. And this is a Jamaican YouTuber, and she's going to be, shout out to Timothy in the building, this Jamaican YouTuber, and she's going to be telling about this Jamaican Airbnb host and her experience with renting monthly apartments to Americans that decide to move to Jamaica. Ratchet Black Americans, not us, but ratchet Black Americans. So let's watch this video.
Conservative perspective, the Jamaican renter business owner claims she's fed up with ghetto. Okay, and entitled Black Americans. Okay, this is coming from a fellow Black, so this is not a white man. I love videos like this. Let's check it out. I think I've done a video like this before, but let's check this one out.
I don't want any ghetto Black Americans here. No ghetto entitled spoiled Black Americans that America has spoiled. I don't want them here. Will not change that, okay? And I'm not going to change the verbiage. I'm saying exactly what I feel. I was a landlord in America for 10 years. Let me tell you, I've had tenants that their rent was $12 because Section 8 paid the rest of it for them. You're like, I don't get any free shit. What free shit you're talking about? I don't get free shit. You got a lot of free shit. Those are the people I don't want here. $12 a rent, you'll pay. You have Benz, you drive, you wear $400 wig, name brand shoes, your kids wear name brand shoes, and you work minimum hours so you don't lose your Section 8. You got food stamps, you buy lobster, steak, and God knows what everything is. And people that work in 3 jobs, can't afford the food, they could buy us on government assistance. I don't want your ass here because I work very hard for everything I have. So I don't want no entitled, spoiled, and grateful Black Americans here. If you work respectful, I'm even open to offer short-term stay for the right people. One thing
Okay, let's stop right there. Because let's lay a foundation. She said, listen, if you one of those Black Americans that's on Section 8, you ain't working, you just working the limited amount. If you're on government assistance, if you are one of those people that use your government assistance to buy lobsters and $300 or $150 Air Force Ones for your kids, I don't want you here. As a business owner, she has a right to not want ratchet people in her spot. Just like what the brother said, Europeans have the right to tell white folks from America, you can't come here. Europeans have that right. You came here and you destroyed this statue in Rome. Y'all can't come back here. You came here and you drove that scooter throughout Israel. I mean, it was in Jerusalem. White ratchet people destroyed landmarks in Jerusalem. Y'all can't come back here. So just like they tell ratchet white people, y'all can't come back here. So it is what she's saying. If you one of them Section 8 people, don't come our way. Now, she did also start to say before I stopped, she said, now, if you're a hardworking person, yes, you can come to Jamaica and rent my spots. She said, but I'm not about to put up with this ratchetness no more. But remember everything I just said. She differentiated between the two. Ratchet people, black people, and hardworking black people. The reason why I say remember that, because everybody that's going to give a comment in this video thinks that, or is going to respond as if she's talking to all African Americans. And she's not talking to all African Americans. She was specific in who she's talking to. But yet black people who are always sensitive about everything, and we love playing the victim about everything. I know that there is systematic racism, but not in everything, not in every area of life. If you went to college, you got an F on that grade and you didn't study, that has nothing to do with systematic racism. Systematic racism had nothing to do with the fact that if I was a student in high school and I got all D's throughout high school, that had nothing to do with systematic racism. Maybe individuals such as myself who didn't study, or wasn't raised in a household where they studied, whatever it may be, but I can't put racism, I can't pull the race card on everything. And as you watch this video, you're going to see black people pull the victim card out. I don't like this and I don't like that. When the woman specifically said, don't forget this part, she doesn't want ratchet black people. Just like Europe doesn't want ratchet white Americans. So let's continue on with the video. And shout out to you guys for, once again, for the super chat. Shout out to my man Timothy with the $2. He said to the brotherhood, sup. He say, I didn't greet you. My bad. Shout out to you, Timothy, for being here, brother. I appreciate you being here this evening. And so, we already answered that question for my man, Louis. Let's go back to the video. And I'll move it back just a little bit so you guys can hear once again what she had to say.
Minimum hours, you don't lose your Section 8. You got food stamps, you buy lobster, steak, and God knows what everything is. And people that work in 3 jobs can't afford the food. They could buy that on government assistance. I don't want your ass here because I work very hard for everything I have. So I don't want no entitled, spoiled, and grateful black Americans here. If you work respectful, I'm even open to offer short-term stay for the right people. One thing I learned about the ghetto people too, they have a way of hiding who they are. Because they've been cheating the system so long that they pretend to be something else to get money off the government. And so that's what you do. You call me, you pretend to be somebody else. And when you come here, you show your real true colors.
Pause. Did she lie? Did she lie about people, certain people in our black community? Not us, but certain people in our black community that we are even tired of, that put on one game face, but we know that they dirty behind the scenes. We know that they could have got a job a long time ago, but they hustle in the system. We know that there are women out there that are having 2 or 3 babies so they can have 2 or 3 men paying child support while they're getting government assistance here and there. We know of people like that want to live that broke life. I often hear us talk about, reparations. There are a lot of people, you give them reparations, they'll be broke in 3 days. And I'm not talking about people that's just on drugs. I'm just talking about people who are just not like us. There is a separation between black people and ninjas. There are ninjas in our community, just like the white boys got some dudes that ain't about the right, some rednecks that ain't about the right. And white boys will tell you, we not like them white boys over there. And so when she sits back and she says, like, listen, for the right people, I have no problem with renting my spot. But for you ninjas who work the system, and she said, you're so busy putting on this game face like you're a good person, ninjas. I rent you my place and your true colors show. It's some of you brothers that same way. You got some partners that you bring to DR that you thought he was a good dude, didn't you? Next thing you know, your partner got all y'all on World Star, don't he? Was it you? What about your other partner over there? But these two Negroes got y'all on World Star. But you was the one thought your partner was good. That's why you invited him to DR. Some of you dudes invite some dudes to Cartagena, don't you? You thought he was a good dude, didn't you? He got you on World Star. Some of you dudes on World Star, not because of anything that you did, except for bring that knucklehead with you who you thought wasn't a knucklehead. You thought he was a good dude. So when this sister is saying that there are people in our community that pretend like they're good people, but they're going to show their ass in public. You know how your mama used to say, boy, don't show your ass out here in public. Don't embarrass me out here. And there are black people that don't care. Not all of our people, not us, but the ninjas that don't care who they embarrass, what they do. You can tell them, bruh, don't be bringing 2 or 3 girls to this brothel like that. That's dangerous. He'll do it anyway. As soon as he get drugged, who is he going to call? You at the other Airbnb. You know how to do pay for play safely. But what is this knucklehead who you came down here with do? He didn't got drugged in his Airbnb. So there is a difference between us black men and black women and them ninjas. Just like there's a difference between them rednecks that act a dang fool and regular white people. So let's continue on with the video. And I know you guys, I want to hear what you guys have to say. We got 71 people in the building. Click that like. Yeah, the vetting process. It's sad that you got to vet your boys. You would think that you just got to vet women, right? You got to vet the niggas that you bring down to these countries with you. You had a good time in Brazil. Great time. You met some good dudes, some good ladies. You ate some good food. Man, and as soon as you bring one of them ninjas from the States that you thought was good people, your cousin, or in some of y'all cases, your son, I'm going to say it again. Some of y'all old enough to have some sons, and you think that you're going to bring him down to South America and show him that he don't have to be ratchet. That Negro going to be ratchet in South America, just like he is in Philly, just like he is in Cleveland, just like he is in Detroit and LA. Your son is ratchet. So don't think just because you bring your son with you on a trip to Brazil, he gonna grow up. No, that Negro is ratchet, and that's your child, and that's your problem. You a good black man, but you just so happen to have a ratchet son. And I've seen that a few times down here in Colombia, to where the dad is a good dude, but the son is ratchet than a mother. So guys, you do have to vet the dudes that you riding with when you go to other countries. You can't zoom to Thailand with everybody that said they want to zoom. See, I'm a hell no type of dude. See, some of y'all don't know how to say hell no to a dude. Bro, I want to go with y'all, man, next time y'all go. Oh, hell no. Oh, bro, y'all going to Sasua again? I'm going next time. Oh, hell no. Oh, you gonna act like that? Oh, hell yeah. You know how many dudes? I got more dudes that's mad at me for saying hell no to them than I got dudes that are happy with me for saying hell yeah to them. I'm quick to tell, no, hell no. You ain't built for that. You ain't built for this. This travel thing is not a game. This is our life. This is what we do. passport bros, expats, blue book gentlemen, digital nomads. This is our life, dog. This is what we do year in, year out. We catch flights like y'all catch buses. And so I'm quick to tell a dude, oh, hell no, dog, you ain't built for this. No, don't come down here. Oh man, you tripping. You bougie. Oh, you think you everything, Andre? No. You can victim shame all you want and claim that I think I'm something. But at the end of the day, I know how to vet dudes, and I have no problem with telling a grown ass man, if you're going to come somewhere, don't say that you came here because of me. You can go because you're a grown man, but don't say that you're going because you're going with Andre or because you came because of Andre. Oh, Negro, you didn't, because I told you, hell no. This brother's absolutely correct. Don't just vet women, vet dudes too, because all your partners in the States, they good for the States. That's why you got a peace of mind when you travel, because you ain't got half of them knuckleheads with you. Once again, guys, forgive the eye tracker tonight. He said, I'm college graduate. Shout out to my man, Travel EJ. He said, with EJ, he said, I'm college graduate, Navy vet. Shout out to you, brothers, for serving. Appreciate it. He said, author and fed, and most older Jamaican women don't like me. I agree with Andre, but Jamaica's not the best example. I can agree with that. That's why I told my story. And I'm going to tell my story, and a great point in regards to that. And that's why I took this Jamaican example of this woman. We're going to get back to the video. And I just used her as a foundation. And you notice that I'm talking about the white boys in Europe and in Israel. So it's not just Black Americans in Jamaica. Oh, it's the white boys that's not being allowed in certain areas of Europe either, and in the Middle East, because they act the dang fool. Think about how many times you turn around, even before we started traveling, how many times you saw a white boy get locked up in another country for doing something he had no business doing. It was so common for white boys to get locked up in another country when they make their little romance comedies, rom-coms. They'll have a scene like we were in Paris and we got locked up in the Paris jail. They'll have scenes in the movie because it's so common to see some of these ratchet white boys get locked up in other countries. Long before we were traveling like we were, we sit back and watch the news. Every time we turn around, is a white boy trying to fight extradition because he done some mess, or trying to get sent home because or kicked out of a country because he did some mess in that country. So we ain't invented nothing, but it's the white boys. But you're right. I agree with you about the Jamaica and the example, but I just wanted that just to be an example of the foundation. Now I'm going to give you a Colombian example. That's why I gave you the Colombian example of that video that went viral a couple weeks ago with that Colombian female who was a pay-for-play that smashed that table and broke it. And then when they were trying to fight her and get her outside of the Airbnb, she broke the door all over some pay-for-play in Cartagena just a couple weeks ago. I'm going to tell you my personal experience. 2020, a couple months before the pandemic hits, before everything locks down, in other words. We're at the Beninkia Festival. This is the first time many of us YouTubers are going to meet. Flyboy Way, Kings and Dreams, my man Dave from the Tech Show, Ace Live, us, several other YouTubers. We decided that we're going to meet at the Beninkia Festival in February 2020. We had a great time. But here's the kicker. The only reason that we got the Airbnb that we did, me and Andrea, because Andrea is Colombian. Our Airbnb host specifically told us, I do not rent to Americans, Black or white. She has really nice properties, and Americans have come and tore her up more than once. And if it wasn't for Andrea, and it wasn't for the fact that Ace had rented from her in the past before she banned Americans. And so Ace said, I've got somebody that'll rent you a spot. And come to find out, there were several spots, Airbnbs, throughout bed and Kia for the festival that would not rent to Americans. They rented to Europeans. They rented to Brazilians that came for the festival. They rented to Ecuadorians that came for the festival. But if you, they would rent to an islander or other Colombians. But if you were an American, black or white, during the festival, there were Airbnbs that said, I do not rent to Americans, no matter what race, no matter what color. So when I say I experienced that, and the only reason I had a roof over my head is because she was like, well, his wife, she said, well, your wife is Colombian, so I know that you ain't gonna tear nothing up in here. That's the only reason we had a roof over our head for the festival. What's my point? That's how bad ninjas, black and white ninjas from the United States, made it for us good brothers and good white dudes. Like I said before, it's some white dudes that's tired of white dudes. It's some Asian dudes that's tired of certain Asian dudes. There's certain Latin dudes that's tired of the behavior of certain Latin dudes. And there's many of us brothers that's tired of that ratchetness of brothers and sisters. And now they're starting to travel and take that ratchetness around the world. And so I agree with you about the Jamaica, and that's why I kind of piggybacked off the Jamaica one and talked about also my experience here in Colombia, as well as the experience of others. That was a good point, though. Really good point. Shout out to you, brother. He said, you think that you sometimes you think better, you boogie. That's the language of low caste ratchet people. You stupid. He say from all groups of people. Yep. Shout out to you, Rob, for being in here. Goodness gracious, that was funny. Planda, I hope I pronounced that. Plondario, did I pronounce that? I hope I pronounced it correctly, brother. Shout out to you for being here. He said, love crossing borders. He said, you are right, because I don't invite some of my friends. He said, I don't invite some of my friends to the village Halloween parade because I know how they are. That's why I show them pictures. Love me, pictures, love me or of me having a good time. I'm the same way, brother. Not all my partners can hang out with me outside the States. There's some partners I got, they will never hang out with me outside the States. They ask, but I'm like, nah, brother, that's all right. Oh man, you funny style. Yes, I am. My man TJ in the building, he says for all you sensitive brothers in the United States, all 50 states have the same problem. Yes. There's always something that we got to deal with in regards to ratchetness. Shout out to Jacoby in the building. He said ninjas always blowing up always. I was so proud of Austin last night, right? Because Austin's in Cali. So the whole time I was wondering what Austin's going to say about Cali. Like, is he going to invite these fools here? That's what I was thinking last night. And Austin said, I love Cali, Colombia. He said, it's my speed. He said, Medellin, that's not my speed. Cali, he said, that's my speed. He said, you know why? Cali is built for relationships with cool people, whether it be a relationship with a female or just networking. He said, it is laid back. You can get work done in Cali and you can go to the other cities and party. He said, Cali, he said, man, this is my speed. He said, that's why I like Paraguay, Uruguay, and Chile. He said, I like laid back countries. And he said, for you guys that's on party mode all the time and you need to be wild, don't come to Cali. The same thing I've been saying for years. He said, if you guys need to be, it's got to happen this and this got to be wild. He said, this is not the city for you. He says, amazing women. He said, they're beautiful. He said, they're very approachable. He said, but he says, not like Medellin. where they automatically looking at you like a money machine. He said that it's just, and I was very happy that he gave Cali a positive light in regards to, you have to be built for Cali to enjoy Cali. Most of you guys that come, it's a certain breed of man. That's why you guys always come back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, because you guys are a certain breed of man that come down to Cali. And I could tell the difference from the type of guys that I was at Medellin with, or when Andre and I go to Cartagena, and the type of guys that we meet in Cartagena. Not saying anything bad about them. I'm going to say that again. Not saying anything bad about them, but you do have to be a special breed to enjoy Cali, Colombia. And you guys that come down here, we all kind of, I notice, I sit back and I watch, we all kind of have that same type of mindset about life, about meeting people, about want to be more settled. Austin Holloman said this last night. He said, Cali is a city you come to if you want to live in Colombia, not if you want to party in Colombia. He said, there's a lot of places to party here. Don't get me wrong. He said, but the city is made up for people that want to live in Colombia and then go to other parts to party and then come back and live a relaxed life. So shout out to Austin Holloman in regards to that. Yeah, but ninjas will try to come and blow up a spot. Yes, they will. Shout out my man Travel in the building once again. He said, oh yeah, he said, I would enjoy travel with two men I know. Yeah, that's it. Everybody else, you can't deal with them. Shout out to my man Zeta in the building. Zeta says there's always a few who mess it up for the majority. Entitled American. That's another thing she talked about. She said if you are a entitled American or if you're a ratchet American. Don't forget those 2 points that she made. Entitled American, ratchet American. Because I'm going to show you the part when the Americans respond to what she says. He says, with that American mentality, needed to take a back seat because that's so embarrassing. Bruh, I'm gonna let you guys know something that me and Andre were just talking about a few minutes ago. I have been embarrassed by the behavior of Americans in Colombia, and I have been the American that was an embarrassment. I've had my moments where I think for the first 4 years here, I could blend in. Everything's going fine. I'm getting along with everybody. And I didn't know, like, over the last year, I've snapped on 3 people, like American style snapped. And Andre was like, babe, that's not you. You need to slow down. I know what's going on. I know what's going on. Oh my goodness, man. I not only got the eye tracker on, I made a mistake and put the camera on to shut off every 30 minutes. So every 30 minutes, I got to reach up and turn the camera back on. Oh, this is struggle streaming at its finest. Okay, so now I know. So when you guys see me flash out, I just lean up, turn the camera on, turn it back off. Let me turn it off, turn it back on, and we good. So I know what it's like to be embarrassed by people, and I know what it's like to be in embarrassment. And what pulled me back, and I mentioned this to Andrea, was when I first met her dad, how happy he was I wasn't a rude, disrespectful American. That was one of the first things that he said that he was glad about. And that brought me back, fast forward to today. I was like, Andre, go back to who you were for 4 years. Because in a year and a half, you snapped on 3 people. That ain't you, bro. That's not you, Andre. You're not that type of guy anyway, in the States or out of the States. So I pulled that back. So we all can have those moments of acting like we got American privilege, or we don't understand why this is going on in this culture. That's stupid. Why y'all do that? That's dumb down here. It's easy to say that, but it's still not your culture. You still have to respect whatever it is that's different from America. So you're 100% correct, brother. And like I said, I've been there. I've been embarrassed by people, and I have been the embarrassment. And a lot of guys don't want to admit that part, that they've embarrassed themselves in other countries sometime. Well, World of Sean, Wildcat in the building. He says, "What up, Dre?" He said, "Just dropping in to see what to do with what do business is." Yeah, we're talking about we're showing a video of the woman in Jamaica who's tired of ratchet hood people, not black people, but ratchet hood black people, them ninjas coming and acting a dang fool. Yep, them ninjas. Yep, our Imperial Rex. For real, man. They and you, this the part. We know she ain't lying. Because them ninjas act the same way since we were teenagers. You at the dance, you having a good, you got a cutie in your arm. They playing Freddie Jackson slow jam. Remember back in the day when people used to get on the dance floor and slow jam? They play all the fast music, and then when you was a teenager, they play the slow jams, the Freddie Jacksons, the Luther Vandross. And you can have that girl in your arm, y'all like 16, 17, 18 years old, right? You can whisper in their ear and whatever, right? Kayao, kayao, kayao. Some fool in the back shooting up the party. She runs, you ducking, and you never see her again. That's happened to me so many times. So many times, ratchet brothers have shot up the party or shot up the club or got into a fight, and the female who I'm hollering at, I know I'm gonna get this tonight. She run that way. I'm ducking to see what's going on. And by the time I look up, the crowd has caused her to disappear, and I never saw that person again. At least 4 times in my life. At least 4 times I've gotten got because of ratchet dudes. And I bet you I'm not the only one. I bet you I'm not the only one in the comment section, that in the chat, that's happened to. So if they do that in the States, I can believe this sister's what she's talking about, how they act outside the States. Let me get back to the video, guys. I know we got a lot of comments, but I want to get back. Shout out to my man Westside Ninja in the building, as well as Monk Mo, my boys in the building. And my man Ali is here as well. He said self-destructive, insecurity, ignorance, trauma, madness, and some folks carry that toxic baggage everywhere. Everywhere. You have never lied, brother. You have never lied. Goodness gracious. Shout out to you brothers being here. We got 86 in the building. Click that like button. I like you. Make sure you like us too. Let's get back to the video, guys. I'm going to slide this back just a little bit, and I'm going to let this video ride for a minute. Let you guys listen to what's being said. But don't forget, as I mentioned, make sure you differentiate, because that's what she did. She wasn't talking about all black people. She was talking about ratchet black people. But now you're going to hear the response of black people as if she was talking about all black people.
Because they've been cheating the system so long that they pretend to be something else to get money off the government. And so that's what you do. You call me, you pretend to be somebody else. And when you come here, you show your real true colors. There's none of that here. If you come here, you get up, you got to leave. Period. I don't care about your money. Yeah, that's what I got to say today.
Every time I hear a non-American black talk about black folks, every thing come out their mouth is some European racist shit.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
I don't understand. How is that racist? See, there's a comment here. Somebody said, as a black Jamaican woman, I have seen it for myself living in America. Please understand, black people from other countries and Africa and black Americans are not the same. Understand that we have values, and there are some things that we frown upon as a grown-up. In fact, my people will say there are some things that you see that you give yourself sense. When my people say give yourself sense, in other words, use your common sense that God has given you. Do not wait for another man to come and tell you that you are going the wrong way. You might. Let's just watch it, because I don't want to start talking. I will talk too much. Let's continue watching the video. So my friend, keep quiet. Let's watch.
Boy, oh boy, we got to talk about this TikTok that is going viral, that is pissing off a whole lot of people. because this Jamaican woman who's a business owner, she owns a rental company, shocked social media by saying that she is fed up with Black American guests. Okay, she's fed up with Black Americans specifically here. Okay, we're being very specific for a reason because it's not really a skin color thing. She said, look, I don't want Black Americans staying at my rental anymore because basically they are entitled, unappreciative, and generally disrespectful in her presence. Okay, she claims that she has not had a good experience with her rental property, with her business when it comes to dealing with Black Americans. And
African people stay.
Let's pause it there for a split second. Did she say Black America? Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, let me turn the cameras off and turn it back on. Let's see what's going on. Okay. Thanks for your patience tonight, guys. We struggle streaming. Did she say Black Americans? Or did she say a certain type of Black Americans? Did the host with a strong accent say, yes, my friends that live in the States can confirm that all Black Americans like that? Did she say all? You notice how, once again, Black Americans love to take the victim role. We've been programmed and trained. Oh, woe is us. The sister specifically said in details. I'm talking about Section 8 privileged individuals that do not want to work. She specifically said, for those hardworking Americans, Black Americans, I have no problem with renting my place to you. What do Black Americans take? What did he just say? She don't want to rent to no Black Americans. She didn't say that. Listen, if I don't go to a specific nightclub in the States that's in a Black community, it's not because I don't want to be around Black people. I don't want to be around ratchet Black people. So there are certain areas or certain clubs that you guys are like me that you don't go to. So you might go to a cigar bar on that side of the city, because going to a cigar bar on that side, you didn't see 2 shootouts. Some of us like to play pool or bowl. You know you ain't gonna take your butt to that bowling alley in that neighborhood because you done saw some stuff go off in that parking lot before. So you go bowl in another Black neighborhood where it ain't ratchetness going on, but it's you bowling with your people. Just because while you're in the States, you decide that you don't want to be around ratchetness, it's the same thing when I'm out of the States. I don't want to be around ratchet white people, Asian people, Latin people, and Black people. That does not mean that I don't want to be around my people in general. And that's how Black Americans throughout this whole video is going to respond to her, as if this Jamaican woman is talking to all of us. And she specifically said, I'm not talking to everybody. I'm talking to a specific group of African Americans that act entitled and act ratchet. So, and shout out to my man Coop's Corner in the building. My dude, shout out to you, Coop. I got to get you on the channel soon. I've been meaning to reach out to you, brother. I've been meaning to reach out to you, get you on one of the Saturday morning shows. It'll be about, you're 7 to 9 hours ahead of Eastern. So that will make you like 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the afternoon for a morning show on Saturday. So I'm going to reach out to you, brother. See if you're available. Shout out to my man Dante in the building as well. Shout out to you, brother. She said only ghetto Blacks. Thank you, brother. So we all heard the same thing. Vroom heard the same thing. All of us heard the same thing. He said, it's okay, big bro. Yeah, we all heard the same thing. Shout out to Chi-Town boys in the building. Chi-Town is in the building. And my man David, he says, you are telling the truth. I totally agree. Certain places, too much issues. Absolutely correct. It's not that I hate my people and I don't want to be around my people. No, I want to be around my people, but not all of my people. I'm here to say this on camera. I'm not trying to be around all black people. I'm trying to be around certain black people. If you are an everyday, hardworking brother, I want to be around you. If you're a cool sister, I want to be around you. If you're a brother that got money or you ain't got no money, but you're just a good person, I want to be around you. But if you grown and you over 30 and you still sagging your pants, or you can't handle your liquor, or you a brother that I don't smoke cigarettes, but if you're a brother that gotta smoke your squares all the time, you may not want to smoke your square in my car. What my point is that we owe no obligation to hang out with every black person, even though we fight for the rights of every black person. I fight for your rights, but that don't mean I need to hang out with you. I don't hang out with Aisha, Keisha, Lawanda. If anytime I see a female got to do this all the time, she got to pat her weave, I can't do it. If her eyelashes fold, if they fold with a deep curl, like a C, the cum catchers, you can't hang out with me. I ain't gonna be in no photos with you. And they call dudes like us funny style, stuck up, you bougie, whatever they want to call it. But I am not gonna hang out with. No, I don't go to everybody's cookout. I go to the cookout with cool, good people. I go to cookout with my people are having fun. I don't go to the cookout where I know it's gonna be shot up. That's not my style. And a lot of people don't like that. Oh, you just don't know. I'm not hood. I bust my butt to get out the hood. So some brothers like to be like, I'm still hood. Not me. Not me. Now, can I still put on some steel toe boots and stomp somebody with the best of them? Of course. But I'm past that stage. You got to realize, guys, there are some of us that are in our 50s and we've passed that stage of trying to hold on to our ghetto past. So if you don't see me as ghetto, dude, I'm 57, almost 57 years old. I don't give a. What is a 57-year-old dude doing being ghetto anyway? And so it is with this sister. Yeah, the forehead lashes. Eyelashes just be hitting them in the forehead. Yeah, if you wear too much, if the female wearing too much makeup and it's cake up, nothing wrong with makeup, but when it's cake up like frosting, anytime she wearing enough makeup, you can just run your finger across it like frosting. Come on, man. Right, Timothy. Right. That's right. Shout out to Nolan in the building as well. Yes, sir, gentlemen. Let's get back to the video. I'm going to push it back a little bit, but I just want you guys to realize that there are some black people that as soon as you say something about black people, they think you're talking about all black people. And they don't care. Let's put it like this. This Jamaican woman couldn't have been a white man, and they would have still responded the same way. It could have been an Asian man or Asian woman. They would have still responded the same way as victims. There are black people that love playing the victim. They love it. They love wanting to talk about systematic racism and the prison industrial system. We know they exist. We know there's biasness. Yes, we do. But we don't use it as a tool of victimization of ourselves. I know that all this stuff exists, but it has not kept me since I left prison from going forward in life. But you got some black people that will play the victim to the day that they die. And that's what these people in this video are doing. Let's go back a little bit. Yep, The Walking Dead. So let's go back and hear what the brother has to say. Remember, everything he's saying is incorrect.
Let's watch.
Boy, oh boy, we got to talk about this TikTok that is going viral. That is pissing off a whole lot of people. Because this Jamaican woman who's a business owner, she owns a rental company. shocked social media by saying that she is fed up with Black American guests. Okay, she's fed up with Black Americans specifically here. Okay, we're being very specific for a reason because it's not really a skin color thing. She said, look, I don't want Black Americans staying at my rental anymore because basically they are entitled, unappreciative, and generally disrespectful in her presence. Okay, she claims that she has not had a good experience with her rental property, with her business when it comes to dealing with Black Americans. And
African people stay here, I have Jamaican people stay here, I have white people stay here, I have Spanish people stay here, and I have Black Americans stay here. I'm not saying not all Black Americans are bad, but the ones that came to my place have been nothing but problem. Only 2 good ones came here, out of all of them. Fight late at night, not with me, with each other. They're disrespectful, they're entitled, they're unappreciative. And it is that way because America has spoiled them and give them so much free shit. But they think they could come to Jamaica and get the same free shit out here and be nasty about it. I'm not saying all of you are like that. But because of that, I'm not risking my health and my happiness for people. No short-term stay. No short-term stay. It's not going to happen here. I'd rather eat salt and banana and let goats and cows live into my houses than I have people come here and stress me. I will not hate my business because of customers. A lot of business people are miserable because of some kind of customer. Not this place. I don't want my place is drama-free.
boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, you know that set off some people, okay? People were upset about that, okay? This is the exact type of red meat that you need for the ongoing war, right? Civil war between the so-called foundational Black Americans and the so-called tethers, aka people who were not descendants of slaves or are, you know, descendants of immigrants who came to America after slavery. They're beefing with
people who are not descendants of slaves. I'm so tired of hearing how stupid I'm putting it out there. I'm so tired of how stupid we as Black Americans are when it comes to the true history, the global history of the transatlantic slave trade. We really think that most ships landed in the States when only 400,000 people out of 25 million landed in the States. We really think that the first people were not the Jamaicans, the Haitians that were landed there, as well as the Cubans and the in Dominican Republic were not the first locations where ships landed. Like Jamaicans didn't have to deal with the sugarcane industry, as well as the Dominicans and the Haitians had to deal with it. These dudes I'm so tired of this FBA bullshit that y'all got going on with the foundational. It's a war going. Ain't no war. Don't nobody care nothing about what's going on in the United States as far as Black people fighting for our rights. Nothing wrong with that. But to sit back and ignore the contributions or the atrocities. I'll say it like this. I was just looking up just a couple days ago the atrocities of the islanders compared to us that were on the mainland. You think we went through hell with the beatings, whoopings, body parts being maimed, and how they treated us on the mainland? You think that was something? You need to do some history for all you readers on the atrocities of the slave trade on the islanders, the Cuba, the Jamaica, the Dominique, the island of Dominique, the Dominican Republic, Haiti. You need to do some homework on how they treated them. They were doing some monster demon type of Third Reich Hitler type stuff. Some evil experimentation type stuff. to those islanders. Do your homework, Americans, before you open up your mouth. We talk Americans, especially us Black Americans. No, just Americans in general. We are so entitled and so stupid at the same time when it comes to understanding the history of the world. And you would think at least Black people will want to know our full Black history. No, we don't. We just want to know American history, Black American history. We don't want to know the history of Cartagena and Palenque, the first Black town. Most Black Americans don't even know about Palenque. We don't want to know the history of what Haiti went through for real, and how Haiti fought and helped Colombia fight for its freedom. We don't want to know what went on in Belize, in Barbados, in Turks and Caicos. We don't want to hear about all that. We only want to hear about our history, and we want violins, and we want doves, we want balloons, and we want tears from all white people that ever existed. And we don't care about anybody else. And stop me when I'm lying. We will not read the history books about other Black people and what they went through. Here's the crazy part. We only made up 6% of the slave trade. I'll say it again. America, the country, only makes up 4% of the population right now. Of the slave ships that went to different locations, the United States only made up 6%. Brazil, Colombia, the islands, Portugal, Spain. Those countries have far more slaves than that little measly ass 400,000 that we of our families that were sent to the United States. We need to stop acting like we were the majority or the one that had the worst atrocities. Remember the Willie Lynch letter that we all as Black people always talking about? The Willie Lynch letter that was sent out to all the slaves. You do know that Willie Lynch was a slaveholder in the Caribbeans that taught white slaveholders on the mainland in the United States how to break your slaves. Why? Because Willie Lynch and all his crew as slave holders in the Caribbeans knew how to break up a human far worse than those on the mainland. So the mainland had to learn how to break and make a slave the way that the Caribbeans were doing it. Oh, but we want to talk about Willie Lynch letters, the Willie Lynch letters. But you don't want to talk about the atrocities that your brothers and sisters on the islands went through, as well as in South America. As well as in Mexico, the 2 million brothers and sisters that were in Mexico. Y'all don't want to talk about that. I'm so tired of hearing Black Americans, man, acting like we the only one that went through some. We are not the only ones. Read up, Black people. Can we all do ourselves a favor and read a fucking book? Google something from time to time. But for us to sit back and criticize our brothers and sisters on the islands because we think our experience was the worst atrocities in human history is not true. It's not true at all. I think I'm gonna show another video in a minute. Some of us cousins have the sentiments of being the better slaves. That's a good point. We think we were better slaves, not realizing the pain that our brothers and sisters went through. And you would think those atrocities would have united us. But the one thing that we learned from being around white supremacists in the United States We learn how to be American supremacists. Oh, yeah. Oh, you don't think that we walk around the planet as black people acting like as black Americans don't think that we're superior? Land of African American in Africa. We act like we better than our African brothers, our Caribbean brothers. We act like we better than our European brothers, our South American brothers. Okay, here we go. Name the country or continent that black people right now, any of us, think that's equal to us. I'll wait. Name one country that we as black Americans actually think that's equal to us as a people. Not a one. From Ghana to Guyana, from Ethiopia all the way down to South America, we still think we better than Ethiopia. We better than the Egyptians. We better than the Moroccans. We think that we're better than those that are in Trinidad, Mozambique. We think that we're better than those that are in Rwanda. We think that we're better than those that are in Johannesburg. We definitely think that we're superior than those brothers in Peru and those brothers that live in Venezuela, the brothers and sisters that live in Brazil. Name one that we actually think that's equal to us. Not a one. We get our happy asses off somebody's plane and we think we the man. I do it, you do it. So let's stop acting like we embracing our brothers and sisters. If we ain't learned nothing from the white man, we learn to think that we better than somebody else. If the white man ain't taught us nothing as Americans, they taught us you better than them Negroes, and we believe it. You get off the plane in Colombia and you treat Colombia like a rental car. You get off the plane in DR, you treat DR like a rental car. You get off the plane in Turks and Caicos, in Trinidad, in Cuba, in with the brothers and sisters in Cambodia, and you treat their country like it's a freaking rental car. And these are black locations that I just named. And in regards to enslavement, we consider what they experienced, that was nothing. If you think you were victims in DR or in Hades, well, our experience, because we like to play, once again, like my brother said, the victim Olympics, our experience of atrocities were far worse. Every country, I give another example before we go back to the video. Every country so far that they've had the Petronio Alvarez festival has been a major celebration. The festival that they have here in Cali with over 300,000 people and to be here in August. They had it in Brazil, huge turnout. They've had it in other countries. Ecuador had it. Huge turnout, celebration, crazy fun. I looked at the one that they had December 17th in Washington, D.C. You bougie Negroes. Look at the Afro-Colombians. Look at them. Oh, y'all came out in suits, button-up shirts. These people are some of the best. The people that won the competition last year went to Washington, D.C. to perform. Now, they had just finished performing a few months prior, last August, winning the competition in front of 300,000 Colombians, 300,000 people from around the world. Those winners went to Washington, D.C. and performed on December 17th. And what reception did you Negroes give them? Look at them. The Afro-Colombians are dancing and performing. I never knew that there were black people in South America. Wow, look at them. And they have instruments and look at their colors. Oh, wow. I'm looking at you, Nick. I'm looking at y'all like you, Y'all didn't even realize. I was so embarrassed by you brothers and sisters in Washington, D.C. when they showed the footage. I'm like, do these Negroes got suits on and standing there with their back straight up and just, look at you. Look at these black people. I've never known that. You bougie mother. And now you want to go on this woman's video who told you I'm only talking about ratchet black people. And now you want to play the victim. Oh, she talk about all black people. No, she's not. But since we like to play the victim and we do have a superiority complex, black people don't want to admit that. See, most black people ain't gonna never leave the States, so you can play the victim for the rest of your life. Compare yourself to white people. But those of us who on this live stream, we travel and we know how bougie we are to other people. We know how disrespectful we can be to other people's property. We know how disrespectful we are when it comes to understanding somebody else's culture. That's stupid. That's dumb. We know how we act just like the white man. We ain't no better. And I'll say it, and you can clip this. When it comes to how we as African Americans sometimes, and I say it again, sometimes act in other countries, we just as bougie as white people. We just as disrespectful, just as loud, just as ratchet. Not all of us, but many of us are just like white people. We think that we float when we get to other countries. I don't walk into the Dominican Republic, I float. Look at those poor people over there. They're nothing to me. This is just a sewer. I go home to my 5-bedroom home. That's how we act. Knowing you got you a 2-bedroom apartment back in the States. But when you get to DR, you act like you the. We all have done it. All of us gone to somebody else's country and think we better than that version of black. Because white man taught us that as long as you're American, you're better. You're the better blackie. You're the better blackie. So let's not pretend that what these brothers are about to say in this video is for real. It ain't real. Because those of us that have passports know that there are some things that we need to learn when it comes to being in other countries and some stuff that we need to unlearn that America taught us. Shout out to you guys, man. Let's get back to the video. I don't want to hold you guys up because I know some of you guys got to go to work in the morning, including me.
Each other, right? And again, of course, you know that a lot of people, right, black Americans, had an issue with these comments. Take a look.
All black Americans are bad, but the ones that came to my place have been not.
Specifically, very specifically, in detail, what did they do? Because you're not just about to come make a vague video saying every black American that came was just a bad tenant, but you don't got no specifics. So what did they do, ma'am? What did they do?
Once again, this woman never said every, but notice how black people are responding as if she said every. She already said ratchet. She already said entitled. But what do these Negroes do that's still stuck in the States? Oh, you must be talking about all of us Negroes.
That's all I want to know. You saying they was arguing not with you, but with themselves. That sounds like they were just drinking and doing something like playing spades or something. That sounds like that.
This woman said that they were fighting. When was the last time you saw a spades game sound like fighting? Spades is usually loud with laughter. I'll say it again. When we play spades or dominoes, and once again, guys, forgive me for the eye tracker. I forgot to turn the eye tracker off on my camera. So you can see everywhere I go, it follows me. When we play spades or dominoes, we are loud, but it's loud laughter. I think this woman is old enough to know when she hear people fighting or people laughing. I think she's walked this planet long enough to know. So once again, these dudes sound so feminine, just like a woman would say, well, you know, baby, it's over. Well, tell me why it's over. Because you don't cook. What you mean? What meal did you want that I didn't cook? Well, you didn't cook macaroni and cheese with me. Well, what do you want in your macaroni and cheese? You never told me. You see what I'm saying? It's like, even if she told them in details, these dudes back and ladies back in the States would have still said, well, you still talking about all black people. And she's saying, I'm not talking about all black people. You see how we act. And it's going to be some dudes in the comments that's going to even come after me after this live stream. Oh, Dre, so what you saying is, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that, just like the brother mentioned in the comment section, like Chris Rock said, there's a difference between ninjas and black people. Black people can't stand ninjas, and ninjas can't stand black people. We know, I know, I've come to peace a long time ago that ninjas can't stand me. I ain't got no problem. Ninjas on YouTube make videos about me and my wife. On TikTok, on Instagram, they got something to say. It ain't never black people. Black people always got something positive to say on Facebook. But ninjas stay on Facebook talking about your boy and talk about other positive black people. So I'm used to ninjas. I know what you're going to do anyway. But to sit back and be the victim because of what this sister is saying, I don't get it. That's right, Dave. That's a good point. Hip dog gon' holler. That's a good one. I'm gonna come to you guys' comment sections in a second. Let's get back to this video. I'm gonna bring it back just a little bit.
American that came was just a bad tenant, but you don't got no specifics. So what did they do, ma'am? What did they do? That's all I want to know. You saying they was arguing not with you, but with themselves. That sounds like they were just drinking and doing something like playing spades or something. That sounds like that's all that they was just partying. You didn't say they had any property damage. So what are they doing? They go and they turn up and they make a little mess, but that's expected because you're a renter. So you should expect to clean up a little bit of like what specifically happened that made you.
I'm gonna sum this up real quick because me personally, the video was pretty unnecessary. Or if she wanted to talk about her experience, she should have talked about everybody in totality. She shouldn't have used black people as a way to convey her message of negativity and how she wanted to weed people out that did for them not to come to her establishment. And what do we get for free? I'm trying to figure that out.
There are a lot of entitled people no matter what color they are. But that's my problem. I have no problem with her saying, you know, she had bad encounters, but the generalization is my problem. Everything she said out her mouth after her, she tried to go back on shit was that black Americans get free shit. That's some white shit she just said. That's some racist ass white shit. First and foremost, every time I hear a non-American black talk about black folks, every thing come out their mouth is some European racist shit. I don't give a where they come from. They all repeating the same talking points you hear on Fox News, Mark Levin, or any racist white man you could think of is coming out their black ass mouth. That's my problem. I'm not saying we over here without issues, but stop acting like you don't have the same problems with a you at or your culture. That's my problem.
If I Was Still a Ninja by Andre Spence. If I was still a ninja, I would have believed everything that brother just said. I would have walked in victimization. I would have sat back and said, yeah, you sound just like the white supremacist. If I was still a ninja, I would agree with everything that them brothers had just said. But since I'm a black man, and black men and women are logical and rational people, rational thinkers, and we listen closely, that sister never used the term all. She never said black people get something for free. She said ratchet, broke, poor on Section 8 government assistance people get stuff for free. How many times have we said that? How many times have you heard women that are hardworking mothers tired of seeing women on WIC and with EBT cards filling up their grocery carts, but the sister that's working a hard job or two jobs, she got just enough money to fill up 2 grocery bags. But the sister got the EBT card, she can fill up 2 grocery carts. How many times have we heard sisters say that they tired of seeing that? I know I have. How many times have we tired of seeing brothers that get breaks, tax breaks for this and tax breaks for that, but us hardworking brothers ain't seen a tax refund in almost 5-6 years because you make too much? How many times have brothers complained that how come women get Section 8, but a man can't get it? In the few that do get it, we don't really hear anything about. So the complaint that the sister was saying about ratchet people that don't want to work, she specifically said Section 8, ghetto, don't want to work. These are the same black people we tired of. So to sit back and act like, well, y'all got issues too in Jamaica. Every country's got issues. So what's your point? This sister said, I don't want ratchet brothers and sisters in my spot. But black people want everything to be fair. So she should have said, I don't want ratchet whites. I don't want ratchet Jamaicans. I don't want ratchet Asians. We want everybody to say something fair because black people who are rationalists understand that she just basically saying she don't want to deal with nobody that's on that level. But in order for ninjas to understand it, she got to say everybody so you ninjas can be happy. I'll give you a perfect example. My boss used to come in and say, listen, group meeting. Anybody that comes in late again this month is going to be written up. Now it's 20 of us. I could have easily been offended. But you know why I wasn't offended? Because as a rational black man, I understood I don't come in late. So she ain't talking to me. Eat the meat, spit out the bones. What applies to you applies to you. It's the same scenario with this sister. She is not talking about all black people, but black people in the States who probably, these people in this comment section probably don't even got a passport, probably don't even travel nowhere. And if they do travel somewhere, they probably don't even behave like the people she's talking about. So why are they sitting back being sensitive? Because when they travel, they probably some good people. Every person in this video probably are good people when they travel, but yet they're sitting up here crying and defending ratchet people. The same people that we fuss about in the States. I'm gonna say it again. The same black people that we're tired of in the States. We're tired of seeing Nook's son going in and out of jail. We're tired of seeing young black men that have potential with their pants hanging down. We're tired of seeing sisters that are but before the age of 21 got 3 kids. We're tired of it in the black community. We say the same thing, but because a Jamaican sister said it, she didn't want to deal with ratchetness. Now we want to get upset. And like I mentioned before, it's not just Jamaica. They are tired of ratchet. Airbnb owners are tired of ratchetness from around the world. I'm starting to notice that. That's why I did this subject tonight, guys. They're tired of this ratchetness around the world. Good point, Passport. They're child-minded. So much ratchetness, so much ratchetness activity. Yes, sir. David said, I call them welfare immigrants. Yes, I am related to some. All of us are. All of us are. Well, most of us are. I get up at 5 a.m. for work. They get up whenever. I love the fact that good men and women know we can't just get up whenever we want to. We got work to do. Whether you work for self or for somebody else, we got work to do. But not ratchet people. They can stay in bed till 11:30, 12, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Why? Because they are living off of our tax dollars. All the bonnet, babe. Yeah, the bonnets, bedroom, shoe. Yeah. Oh, man. Shoes, etc. Yep. You guys ain't never lied. Let me scroll down. Shout out to my man Will the Thrill in the building. He said, good evening, Sir Andre and Lady Andrea. Peace and blessings and harmony. Yes, sir, brother. He says, keep it real 101 as always. That's what we're trying to do. Ambitious Chad, shout out to you, brother, for the $9.99 as well. And he says, one love, what's that say? Bronco or Bruno, congratulations if to you for all you have accomplished. There we go. The bar right, the bar high, bro. Respect. You just like me. When you're doing something, and sometimes you're doing I do this often. Your swipe or your spell check doesn't work when you're doing a super chat, and by the time you get done, you post the chat, you're like, oh man, I misspelled something, or I said something that I didn't want to say. I wanted to use another word. So I'm with you, brother. Shout out to you. Shout out to you, Chad. I appreciate you, brother. Hey, who let this man in here? Moderators? Shout out to my brother, my family, Richie Mack in the building. Shout out to brother being here. And Richie probably can attest. Oh, wow. He said, Coach took it to the couch on him. Preach, Coach. Hey, this serious, Rich. You see it over there as well. You see Rich meets some really, really good guys for the most part in Thailand, in Southeast Asia. And then there's those brothers that you meet in Southeast Asia that you wish you would have ducked before they saw you. You wish you could have turned your head before. Oh, you saw them first? Let me turn my head. There are some brothers and sisters out there that's like that. Yes, it is. That you ain't trying to meet and greet. You can see ratchet. You can see the ratchet cologne coming. You can smell the ratchetness coming off their pores. So yeah. And the reason why I know that, Rich, shout out to you for the super chat, because I experience it. 99% of you dudes I meet down here, man, y'all some good people. And I ain't saying that flippantly. Y'all some really good dudes, man. I love seeing y'all. I love that brotherhood. What's up, Dre? I love when y'all dudes be like, man, you taller than I thought. I didn't know you was that tall, Dre. All that, right? I love picking y'all up from the airport, the whole dance. But there are some people that when I see them, I turn right around. Because I can, is that ratchetness I smell? That is ratchetness. And I turn right around and walk the other way, hoping that you didn't see me or at least don't know me. There's only a few times that's happened, but it happens. It happens. Shout out to my man Vroom in the building as well. He said, crazy part, they don't know. Y'all preaching now. Shout out to my man Jake Clyde and Rod. I know Rod. He said they don't even know that thing. Let's get back to the videos, guys. Oh, that was a good one. That was a good one. Oh my goodness, that's funny. But let's go back to this dude, venting in regards to she talking about all black people and she wasn't.
Hear a non-American black talk about black folks, every thing come out their mouth is some European racist shit. I don't give a where they come from. They all repeating the same talking points you hear on Fox News, Mark Levin, or any racist white man you can think of is coming out their black ass mouth. That's my problem. I'm not saying we over here without issues, but stop acting like you don't have the same problems with you at or your mother culture. That's my problem. But to generalize a whole group of people, when you got blacks over here doing it up over here, graduating with multiple degrees, starting successful businesses, but you want to point out a certain segment or group, a few people that came over to your shit and acting like assholes, then you want to paint a broad brush. Oh my God, white folks and other folks go places and don't show their asses. They just
notice in the video, did she just say white people that don't show their tail? Now we know we just talked earlier about white people going to other countries and acting the dang fool. Did she say that all my tenants that are white are good? She said, I have some Jamaican good tenants. I've got white good tenants. She said, I got African good tenants. So she talked about brothers and sisters from the other part of the diaspora. And I could rewind it for you if you want to hear it. She gave ups to other black people. She just said the ratchet black Americans, not all black Americans, but the ratchet ones. She said, I've had, of the ratchet ones, I've had 2 good ones. I wish we need to stop lying to ourselves and start pretending like we do not do business with ratchet people. I wish you dudes in the States that are landlords stop pretending like you do business with all black people when you know that there's some people you are not renting your property to. Whether they be black or white, soon as you see that ratchet behavior, you see that destroy credit, and you see that they've been jumping from apartment to apartment, property to property, you don't care how black they are. They could be blacker than my shirt. You are not about to rent to them. Can we stop lying and acting like black people don't differentiate? We do differentiate. You have to. You can't sit back and say, for you dudes that own businesses, can we stop lying when it comes to hiring somebody? And you know you ain't gonna automatically hire somebody because they black. You know that if you say I'm gonna hire somebody black, you're gonna try to find a black person with the best qualifications if you're gonna hire black. So to pretend like there aren't times in life where we will turn black people down, oh hell yes we will. I will not rent to a black person just because they black. You got to be qualified. I will not hire a black person just because they black. You got to be qualified. I will not be cool with a black person just because they black. If you're going to be cool with me, you got to be qualified. And just like in your life, I got to qualify to be in your life. I got to, in other words, as a black man, I know I got to act like I got some dang sense if I'm going to be a part of your life. And if I know that, then for this brother to act like all black, we kumbaya, we ain't. Can somebody finally admit, I'll do it. I'm the bad guy anyway. All black people ain't cool with each other anyway. We weren't cool with each other during the civil rights movement. There were black people that said, I ain't down with that movement. There were black people that said, I'm cool with that movement. There were black people that was on one plantation that didn't get along and a black people on another plantation that didn't get along. Which plantation you from? Well, I just got sold to this plantation from Mr. Gilmore property. Man, we don't mess with them Gilmores. You a slave too? Yeah, we don't mess with them Gilmore slaves. I don't know where I sold you over here. I don't see how you even sold you over here, man. We don't mess with them Gilmore slaves. We've been funny style towards each other from day one. So let's not act like if somebody say, I don't deal with a certain group of black people and she black, as if we don't do it here in the States. Please, you know, and I know that you landlords, you wouldn't have property. Your property would have been burned to the ground if you would have allowed the wrong person to become a tenant just because they black. Some of you dudes would have gone bankrupt as business owners if you hired somebody without qualifications, but just because they black. You'd have been bankrupt. You got a whole team of black folks, yeah. You'd have been like MC Hammer, letting all them black folks around him, but very few were qualified. And he lost 33 million in less than 2 years, letting Negroes be all up under him instead of qualified people that could help him keep that 33 million. Man, y'all gonna stop acting brand new. Shout out to my man Darth in the building. Shout out to you being here, brother. Darth says, you have bounding boxes on your feed. Are you aware of? Yeah, my tracker. I forgot to turn the eye tracker off of the camera. So shout out to you guys for being here. We struggle streaming today. And so I forgot to turn the the eye tracker off. You guys never see it, but on this video, you won't be seeing it again. Shout out to you guys for being here. He said, we can stay in the U.S., be with them, black women, just because they black. That's a good point. Even when they have no character. Even the passport bros got enough, and the expats got enough sense to say, I love you as my sisters, but that don't mean I gotta marry you because you're a sister. I'll say this again. I love my sisters. Gorgeous, beautiful, sexy sisters. But that don't mean I'm supposed to marry you just because you meet that one qualification. I date and I marry who I want to date, mate, and marry. And if it so happens to be a sister, so be it. She didn't get the ring because she was black. She got the ring because she met other qualifications. And if she didn't get the ring, it's because she didn't meet other qualifications. See how we've been doing that our whole life. So when these dudes sitting up here crying, I'm like, come on, dude, stop that. I know, right? I know that eye tracker is driving me crazy too. He said, I'm officially digital. I officially became a digital nomad. Shout out to you, Jay Clyde, that man of Brazil, officially living that online life. Shout out that like Taylor Made Dream said, that laptop lifestyle. Let me get to these super chats. Then we're gonna get back to the video. Once again, shout out to my man Zoom, Richie Mack. Damon says, reach one, teach. He said, reach one, teach one. He said, I'll be in contact with you soon for a consultation. You and your wife are much appreciated. Shout out to you guys, man. Appreciate you guys. If you guys are interested in consultation, just shoot me an email, especially if you're coming to South America, and especially if you're coming to Colombia for the Petronio Alvarez Festival. Reach out to me early because I want to help you make sure that you get your Airbnb, make sure that you got the right apps downloaded, make sure that you got the eSIM card on your phone, make sure that you're in the WhatsApp groups. So if you don't see me when you get down here, there's 30, 40, 50 other brothers that are real good dudes that are down here. Make sure that you know what sports bar. There's a sports bar that brother just opened up that we all hang out at right now. Took Austin there. He ate good. He had a good time. Austin Holloman. He had a good time there. and met some good brothers down there too. A brother that's actually been traveling the world. One of the guys we met, it was a brother. He travels the world doing documentaries for like the last 15 years. Ain't got a small YouTube channel, but do documentaries with the best of them. So at that sports bar, you liable to meet some of everybody. So do reach out to me in regards to the consultation. And one thing that's guaranteed, I will not introduce you to anybody that's ratchet. That's a guarantee. And speaking of T, shout out to my man Mike T, who just left here or just left Cali. We got 78 in the building. Click that like button, guys. I like you. Make sure you like us too. What up, Andre? In reference to the video, many people today listen to. That's a good point. That's a good point. Many people listen to respond and not learn. Listen to learn, not because listen to learn has become a lost art. Ignorance and foolery is running amok. You are so right. Not just in the States, in many places, but since most of us are from the States, we can only talk about for where we're from for the most part. And yes, we see it all the time. People are listening to just react and respond. That's it. Not to learn, not to sit back and say, you know what? That's a good point. There's a lot of times where I'll be on a live stream and somebody else say something and I'll write down my response. Now, this is my first time saying this. I'll write down my response and then they'll clarify their statement and I'll scratch out my response. Why? Because I just learned something. And my response means nothing. Why? Because they gave clarity to their statement. But you got some people, they only selective hear the first part of what that person said. And even though they clarified it with the second point that they made, I'll be on a live stream on a panel sometime, and they will still sit back and argue with people back and forth when the person has already clarified their statement. So that's why I always say I live on learner mode. I'm always out here learning something. Shout out to you once again, Mike. Let's get back to the video.
Perfect wherever they go. That's my problem. I have no problem with her having an issue with people coming over and not being appreciative of her business.
Yeah, so you seen that, you heard that. And the lady also made comments about how white people are not oppressing black people and how the white man is not the problem. And apparently some of the, white liberals had an issue with that as well. Take a look.
Jealousy, that's what holding the black race back, not the white man. The white man is not holding you back.
I had already stitched one of her other videos that I stuck in my draft. I was like, I don't know if I want to really get into this. But then I saw someone else stitching this fucking garbage shit. And now I really have to speak because she's trying to say, oh, the white man doesn't hold back black people in America. Bitch. Bitch. Do I have shit to tell you? Hi, fucking white person here, white American here, who I've also spent 7 years living out of the country. So it's not like I have no idea what other countries are like in contrast to America. I've seen how white people act inside this country and outside of this country. I've seen how Americans act inside this country and outside this country. I've seen how non-American whites, I've seen how they act in and outside of this country. And let me tell you what, there is a very, very strong commonality between whites around the fucking world. And that is the hatred of people who do not share their white skin tone. That doesn't just mean black people, but that means that black people are the most hated because they are the least white. If you genuinely think the white man isn't holding black people back in America, or really any country for that matter, then you don't think that racism still exists, because that's why they're being held back.
I want to hear what you guys have to say about that one. Shout out to Theo in the building. I'm going to come to your super chat in a second. You got a brother on a camera that had every excuse in the world to say the white man is holding me back. I had every, you name it. I had this, you talking about a brother that could have walked the victim Olympics, high stepping like I was Roger Craig, the old running back from the San Francisco 49ers with the high knees. I could have high stepped into the victim Olympics. For most of you guys in the chat, the stage of life where you're in right now, and we know that oppression, and we know that systematic racism, and we know the prison industrial system does exist, unfair schooling, so forth and so forth. Where you are right now, how many of you dudes are right now being held back? When you want to buy that Corvette, were you able to get it? What about some of you dudes that want to buy pieces of property? Were you able, you landlords out there, were you able to get your properties? What about all you guys that's in crypto right now? Is there anything that the white man is doing in cryptocurrency holding you guys back from taking advantage of this Bitcoin rally that's going on? Are there laws that try to oppress our votes? Yes. Is there police brutality? Yes. Is there systematic racism in the insurance industries as well as other industries that hold us back from generational wealth? Yes. Does that oppress you every single day? It ain't hit me like that on a daily basis. The way that they talk as if every day us brothers wake up in the morning like, I shows hope I get a chance in life today. 50s, 60s, 70s, Jim Crow laws. That was oppression. The Reformation age after slavery, that was oppression when they had the sharecrop. Slavery, that was oppression. Systematic racism, let's be real. Compared to what we've been through in the past, a few laws here and a few laws there and a few challenges that we have that we need to still overcome. Yes, I say it again, yes, but it ain't nothing like it used to be. Now, do we have racist white folks and Asian folks and Latin folks that don't like black folks in the United States and beyond? Yes, we do. Do we have broke white people in the United States that still think that they're better than rich black people? Yes, we do. How much of that has held you back in the last 5 years of accomplishing whatever goal you want to accomplish? Despite all of what I just said, I can't name one time where I was oppressed. You can't get your passport, Negro. We don't give passports to black folks. That never happened to me. You can't invest in Ethereum. Ethereum is for white folks. That never happened to me. You can only get term life insurance. You can't buy whole life because you black. Never happened to me either. No, you can't incorporate 3 businesses. Only the white man can do that. That's never happened to me either. Come on, let's run through it. They talk about this oppression. Let's talk about it. We know that these systems are set up, and yet many of us are flourishing in spite of. Come on, put in the comment section. What is holding you back on a daily basis when you woke up in the morning? If it wasn't for he hired her instead of hiring me as a black man. Did that happen to you today or yesterday? Or was it that you just didn't meet the qualifications? Now, are there some situations where we're only hiring black men today? Oh, tomorrow we're only hiring white women. That happens. Companies do that, just like companies hired black women for years and wouldn't hire black men for nothing. Remember all those years? All those years from the 80s and 60s, all them 70s. Brothers are qualified for the position. And what they do? Hire the sister. But fast forward, are we brothers sitting around crying about it? Nah. What the Jamaican sister is saying, there is no free lunch. Despite what's going on, ain't nobody holding Andre back. Ain't nobody holding me back from writing books. We've got cologne sponsorships that we just got approved for. The name Andre is a black name for the most part. Soon as they see it, they can say, oh no, we're not. He can't be a sponsor of our cologne brand. Why? He's black. That ain't held me back. Taking courses like you guys are doing with Theo, that ain't holding you back. You guys are focusing who are already six figures and you guys have made it through the military. That ain't hold you back. You got your military pension. That ain't hold you back. Even though there were racial issues that were going on, you still moved forward. I'm trying to figure out where this holding us back is, because we've been talking about it and I ain't seeing it like other people are seeing it. Because as soon as you get off your ass and say that you're trying to accomplish something, for the most part, you can do it. Now, for me to sit back and say, I want to be the next Jordan, them years are gone. But to sit back and say, you know what? I might want to get enough money to the point of, if somebody said they want to invest in a business that's buy a basketball stadium, or I might want to invest in a business that is the agents for the future basketball players. Okay, that sounds good, Andre. These guys want to start a basketball agency. You've got enough money to help put off in that. Okay, cool. You might be able to afford to be to purchase an agency, but Andre, you'll never be able to make it on that basketball court itself as a player. That's not oppression. That's just reality. You guys getting on a plane. Did anybody tell you couldn't get on that plane because you're black? Even, and this is very touchy, even in countries that are war torn, and they have trains that are leaving that war torn country. And I've seen this happen recently over the last couple of years. They let all the whites on the train and they left all the blacks in that war-torn country. You know what blacks got left in that war-torn country? All the blacks who hadn't grinded to have enough money to get on the flight before the country got tore up. Right now, we're talking about oppression. The new oppression is between those that's getting it and those that ain't got it. And those that ain't got it are feeling the real weight of oppression. To those of us that's getting it, we ain't feeling it like that no more. We feeling it a little bit, but Jay-Z can write a song talk about rich brother, poor brother. This brother still ninja. Brother, you a $1 billion. You ain't feeling it like a brother that's sitting up there and got no rent money. Right, Dante, that's the country. I'll tell you another country that's doing that. The U.S. right now. U.S. is letting everybody into the borders. Guess who's not getting into the borders? Who's on the other side of Mexico, and you can look it up, living in tents. All those brothers and sisters from Haiti. They let every other person in here. Remember earlier last year when they had The guys that are in Texas were riding on the horses, and they were people taking videos and photos to make it seem like this was back in the slave days. The Border Patrol were on horses earlier this year, and they had all those photos of black people. Oh my God. And the horse will be up in the air and they're being oppressed. Guess who was not going through that? All the Haitian folks that had money to come in the right way, because a lot of you guys are Haitian descent, or Haitian people that had money and decide, I ain't got to go to the States. I'll take my money elsewhere. The poor Venezuelans are going to the United States, not people that got money. The people that got money that are Venezuelans are flying in and out. They've been flying in and out of the United States for years. The people that got money that are Colombians are flying in and out of the United States for years. It's the way that the world is slowly setting itself up is not about just race anymore. It's about if you're the poor of that race or those who have accomplished of that race. That's where the disparity is going to be. I mean this. I'm watching this on a global scale. Poor whites are treated like trash in the United States. Whites that got money get treated better, don't they? No matter how white they are. Latins that are poor get treated like trash, other than the immigrants. Latins who got money get treated way better, don't they? Blacks who are broke and ain't trying to do, they get treated one way by the police, don't they? Those of us who are trying to do the right thing for the most part, we ain't getting stopped every time you turn around. You know how many good conversations I done had with police officers that have stopped me? I'm going to say this again. I've had some funny moments and cracked some funny jokes with some police officers that have pulled me over. Why? I ain't got that broke, you oppressing me mentality. You trying to hold back the black man, police officer. I'm past that stage. And a lot of you are past that stage. Does police oppression happen? Yes. But the way that the world is going, if you got it, it's less likely to happen. If you don't, whatever it is in life, it's more likely to happen to you. I'm noticing that taking place. There's a separation taking place in all the races. I just read a headline about the United States that just came out a few weeks ago, that there is a large pool of Americans that cannot even afford rent in America. I'm going to say this again. They just came out with the article, so you can look it up. There is a large pool of Americans now that can't afford rent in America. And I'm not talking about project poor people. I'm talking about people that got a decent job, can't even afford rent in the places that you could afford a couple years ago. They are separating us by classism, even in our own races. So yes, there are black people and there are ninjas. And we got ninjas in our family quite often. And a lot of people just don't want to admit that. You dudes with passports, you dudes with savings and investments and goals, your life, you know it. Your life is going to be so much smoother than some broke brother and sister back in the States with no goals, no investments, and no passport. I just read the article yesterday or the day before yesterday that in the next 10 years, and some of you older guys that Social Security guys, that's going to be retiring in the next 5 to 10 years, you'll be 61 or 65, like me. I'm 57. Did you know this? That the rate of inflation is so high in the United States right now. The average person that's going to retire with Social Security within the next 7 to 8 years, 50% of Americans will retire into poverty. I want to say that again. You had a decent job when you were a school teacher, construction worker, plumber. Good, decent job when you were doing this job and that job. Now your body shut down, your eyes not as good as they used to be, and you're at 65, 66, and you decide that you want to retire. 50% of you that had a decent job will retire into poverty the day you file for Social Security. The day. Now, you know it takes 5 months for you to get your first Social Security check, but the day you file, you are filing to live the rest of your days in poverty. 50% of Americans will do that. Just read the article on it, and they explain why. So when I say why y'all black folks still crying about the color, they separating us, all of us, not by race anymore, but by class. It's going to be a disparity between the broke brothers and the brothers that got. The brothers that going after goals and the brothers that ain't got no goals. The broke Latins and the Latins that got money. The broke whites. Our YouTube channel, Mostly Money, is 125,000 subscribers. 65% of them are white women over the age of 65. Don't tell me that ain't no broke white people out there. Now, as a whole, when you group all white people and all black people as a whole, yes, white people have more as a unit than blacks as a unit. But when it comes to this, while I'm looking at this, I should be looking at this. But when it comes to disparities, I promise you, they purposely, slowly but surely separating us by who ain't got it and who trying to get it. I kid y'all not. I see it all the time. If the camera cut off, guys, I'm turn it back on. It's just because I made a mistake and put it on the 30-minute timer. So every 30 minutes, I got to turn it back on. And I got the eye tracker on. Yeah, I did. I'm struggle streaming tonight. Shout out to my man Nolan once again in the building. Shout out to you, brother, of the Summers family. Shout out to you being here. And my man Theo, Black Manosphere's finest. He says, what if, I know Theo probably be saying something serious or something slick. He said, what if the black man dates a Thai lady? If yes, then zoom to Thailand and I should be okay. See? Shout out to Sean. Sean says this again. He's with the $5 just for the love of the game. Sean says, what's holding them back is their own laziness and entitlement. We don't want to admit that. We don't want to admit that as Americans. We never want to admit that as Americans. That to a certain extent, we do have a sense of arrogance, a sense of entitlement. For real. We do. We think we do. We think we stop it. Shout out to my man Kings and Dreams in the building as well. My man GJ says, excuses are tools of incompetence. Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. Man, once I stopped using excuses and I started using solutions, my life changed. I won't lie. And also, he's absolutely correct. What held my life up for years, and I would say easily, maybe the first 40 years of my life, even though I was making money, the first 40 years of my life was full of excuses, even though I was making money. I was using excuses in other areas in my life. I had an excuse for everything. I wasn't being as accountable as I could have been. But I wasn't as solution oriented as I could have been. Once I discovered the art of accountability, the art of saying no to the wrong people and to myself, the art of saying no, and the art of focusing on the solution and not the problem. And I learned you guys have heard me say the J curve of life. That means that as soon as you start a goal, you dip first. You don't go up when you start a goal. Anybody that's a parent, you don't go up when you're a parent. You dip down and learn that child. And then as the child gets older, you move up to the other side of the J. Those of you who are exercising, you got to go through that soreness, that dip. You going to the gym, that soreness, that pain, that getting used to your waking up in the morning routine. Then you start to see the results. Those of you who have started a business, you already know that J curve. You dip down, you learn that business, you get better, you start making contacts, you start getting better customer base, and all of a sudden you working your way up in the J. When I discovered the J curve of life, I stopped putting pressure on myself to expect everything to succeed in the first year or two. If I was taking Theo's courses, I would be ready for my J curve. Theo said, I'm going to be 6 figures. Cool. You might not get hired on the first opportunity. You might not get hired on the third. You might have to revamp your resume. You may have to change how you talk during your interview. You got to go through your J curve to get to the top 6 figure that Theo often talks about. Some of you guys who have just started some of Theo courses and you like, man, this is for real, for real. You got to go through your J curve, learning what Theo's teaching you. Then you make your way up. And now you got your certifications. Life is all about the J curve. And when I discovered the art of the J curve, I stopped putting pressures on myself to shoot straight up in everything. All you YouTubers, stop that. Stop looking at other YouTubers that have already rolled through the J curve to get to where they are. You ride your J curve. You better be happy you got a J curve. If you're a YouTuber or an Instagrammer or any social media, you're supposed to learn cameras and AI and thumbnails and titles and subjects and your audience. Then you start to work your way up out the J. But you think you just go viral the first 3 videos. That happens, but it's rare. And then you get frustrated because you saw all your other YouTube friends that are 50, 60, 70, 100,000 subscribers. And you forget you were with your friends when they were only at 2,000 subscribers. You forget they rode through the J curve. And you think because your friends are up there, you're supposed to automatically move up there. No, you ain't. You go through your damn J curve like the rest of us did. You learn how cameras work, and we still learning the J curve. See, that's why I'm looking like a robot. Because no matter how much you learn, you still got more to learn. Like with me with my camera. Shout out to my man Kings being in the building, by the way. He said, let's get it, bro. Seafood dinner and drinks on me. Yeah, countdown, brother. You'll be back here again real soon. Countdown. Shout out to you, brother, for the $2. Let's get back to the video, guys.
What? There is a very, very strong commonality between whites around the fucking world, and that is the hatred of people who do not share their white skin tone. That doesn't just mean black people, but that means that black people are the most hated because they are the least white. If you genuinely think the white man isn't holding black people back in America, or really any country for that matter, then you don't think that racism still exists, because that's why they're being held back.
Absolutely hilarious, okay? Absolutely hilarious. This whole story, this whole situation is so hilarious to me. Now, how do I feel about this, okay? The way I feel about it is like this. I believe in the First Amendment. This woman is in Jamaica, but apparently she used to live in America at some point. But she has the right to say what she wants to say about people that patronize her business. Now, do I personally think it's something that I would have said out loud as a business owner? Not really, but if her experience has been that bad where she's like, I don't care about your money, okay, I just don't want you people, right, to patronize my business because it's too many problems and too many issues. I think people need to actually take a step back and to think about why in the world would she feel so compelled to come out and say something like that if it wasn't grounded in at least some truth or reality, right? I'm just saying, okay? I'm just keeping it 100. I'm not saying that I necessarily agree with her. All I'm saying is that I understand why she came out and said what she said. She must truly feel like the experiences that she had with people who happen to be Black Americans who come to stay at her property or whatever was so bad that she's like, I don't want y'all business, right? I don't want y'all business. And a business owner who comes out and says, hey, I don't want certain people to patronize my business, I feel like they have the right to do that, okay? And the people who potentially thought or are thinking about staying at her business can make a decision based off what she said and choose not to go stay at her property, and she'll go out of business, right? If Black business is that important to her, if she needs it that much, she will go out of business, okay, for not allowing Black people to stay there. That's capitalism, okay? Now, again, I don't agree with her necessarily, making generalizations out people based off, where they're from or whatever. But, I mean, hey, at the end of the day, it is what it is. It's her business. I mean, what can I say? It's not even for me to really judge, right? Or to tell her what she can and can't do with her business, right? It's her business. It's really that simple, right? There's no reason to be upset, right? Because these same people who are probably upset are like, oh no, we need to shop at Black only businesses, right? We don't need to go to the white man's store. We need to buy Black owned, okay? They're pro-Black, okay? But when somebody says, hey, you know what? I don't want you to patronize my business because you're Black and American, they want to get mad and upset. Right? I'm just saying. I personally, again, it's not something I would have came out and said. But hey, if this woman feels that strongly about it, it is what it is. I'm not offended, right? I really don't personally care. Even if she wouldn't allow me to stay there, I would just find somewhere else to stay, give somebody else my money, and keep it moving. Okay? But I'm just saying, a lot of people, instead of getting so butthurt about it, probably should take a step back and think about why she's saying what she's saying. Okay? Because we know that it's totally fine to put out these type of videos about whites, right? If you put out a video and it's like, hey, I don't want to deal with whites anymore because white people are X, Y, and Z, right? Because white women are Karens or whatever, right? You'd be applauded. These same people be applauded and say, you're right. I had terrible experiences with whites and Karens, right? White people this, white people that, right? This is what they would say. It's totally fine to stereotype and to generalize if you're doing it to whites, right? But as soon as you do it to Blacks, people want to get mad and upset about it. They want to get all butthurt. Okay? But again, I'm just saying, man, if you're upset and mad about what this lady's saying, then just don't stay at her property. It's really that simple. Both parties are happy. Okay? That's capitalism, right? That is capitalism. Let me know what you guys think.
Do you know what's annoying me? See that old man that seems to have white beard. You know that old saying that said, a fool at 40 is a fool forever. In this my old age, I've started seeing it. Like, at times I don't even know what to say. Like, the woman in her video said she does not want ghetto Black people. In other words, those people that, all those gangster people that believe everybody owes them reparation and also they can go anywhere and feel entitled and do whatever they want. It's our property, for crying out loud. Imagine if she were to be a white woman now. The media would have carried this one. But you're a fellow Black person. And there's something you guys need to understand. Why is it that most Blacks that have experienced you guys, most Blacks that have experienced Black Americans, they keep saying the same thing. They keep saying the same thing. Mind you, these people, they don't know themselves. It's not as if they've come together and decided that, let's use this script and talk about some Black Americans that we've experienced. Why is that? That's the question that Black Americans in America need to be asking themselves. Why is it that people that come across you guys have the same thing? They have the same experience. It's not possible now. Why? So you come to my property. You think it's a government or that you can come and do it anyhow. Then I say, hey, God. Like, you guys, I don't even want to say what's on my mind. But some people, they need to grow up and learn how to clean after themselves. Nobody owes you anything. anything. Nobody owes you anything. See that other woman that was ranting on IG that Nigerians, yeah, I'm a Nigerian. Nigerians are coming to America, coming to disrespect them, talk them anyhow. Some where their forefathers have fought. Mind you, she's an immigrant too, and she's already claiming her forefathers fought. That's always the thing. My forefathers this. What have you done? You that your forefathers fought to keep America, to make America what America it is today, Abby. What have you done to sustain what your forefathers has done? It's all you know how to do is to feel entitled. Nobody should air how you are wrong, how wrong you are, how you are erring about. If anybody speak, oh, they are against you, they are this, they are that. Like, it's becoming old. Like I said in my other video, you people see that Nigerians you are complaining about. Nigerians have not even started. Nigerians are coming. And one thing you should know about Nigerians, that go getters. See, they don't see limitation. Nigerians do not see limitation. Do you know what we are suffering in the hands of our government here? Do you know what we are suffering? So if you come to America, a home where everybody, a place where a nobody can become a somebody, and you now want to tell me I should not limit myself. Whoa. And I've heard from my people, blacks are the most racist to them, and they keep saying the same thing. Even people I know have told me the same thing. Blacks are the most racist to them. And you want to tell me, hey, stay there and be complaining how your forefathers did that, your forefathers fought, your forefathers this, and don't get up and go and work for yourself. Make something for yourself. Stay there. Don't worry, we are coming. Before our very own eye. Maybe the Nigerians, after they've taken from you, they will now employ you to work. Maybe that's when you now wake up. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, guys. Bye.
Y'all think that she playing when she said the Nigerians are coming. She said about Nigeria, she said we hard workers. She said, y'all think it's a game. Y'all don't want to work? Got you. Y'all want to be worried about entitlement, and y'all think that y'all got oppression. Just imagine what we going through here. But don't worry about it. We on our way there. And when we get there, we going to show you how it's supposed to be done. We going to show you how it's supposed to be done. Now, we all know that may not be every Nigerian, but at least this one woman has that determination. So, like she said, this woman worked hard to get her property in Jamaica, and she's not going to just let anybody come through just because they just have to be of a certain color. Shout out to my man, Long Live the King. Are there any decent countries a man can retire from the U.S., move to, and live a medium quality of life around $250K for 10 years? Yeah, you got a lot of countries. I mean, you got a lot of countries over there in Southeast Asia where you can live. You got here in South America, you got everything from Ecuador to Colombia that you can live. Because if you break that down, it's like $25K a year. The average Colombian is not bringing in $25K a year. The average Colombian only brings in like 12, 13K a year. So you're making more, twice than the average Colombian would have. Twice than the average Colombian would have. If you push that even up to $30,000 a year, you living like a king in many places in South America. And you said, I just want to live a happy, average life. Yeah, $25K a year will do that in many countries. Many countries. I hope my Wi-Fi is still good, guys. Okay, good. So, yeah, it depends on what you're looking for. Like Austin found Uruguay and Paraguay, and he's getting his citizenship. He's found Chile, and he's getting his citizenship. He's working on it right now. Austin Holloman. And he's got places in Africa where he wants to get. But those places are not expensive. But yet you have a very high quality of life. Where I live in Cali, Colombia, all you do is run into to Medellin, keep on running. Because them prices are going up like crazy the more y'all go there. Cali, Colombia, people don't come. So my prices stay low. I don't go through what they go through in Cartagena with the price increases because of gentrification. Or in Medellin, they're trying to kick you out of Medellin. You don't see them people picketing here. We don't have no picket signs for tourists in Cali. We don't go through that. My point is there's a lot of countries. It's just that you have to make sure that you pick the one that works best for you. That's the best. Now in the comment section, they may have some other responses, but I think that's the best one that I can give you. And my dude, I don't know where this man just pops up from out of nowhere. Black by Design is in the building. Shout out to you for the $5 super chat. That was a good question. Long live the king. Sorry, I'm late, coach. What's up, chat? Chat lives matter. Salute to you all. Salute to you as well, brother. We got 92 big people in the building. Click that like button. I like you. Make sure you like us too. And Kings and Dreams says, he said, I'm Jamaican and we love everyone. So if you find a woman that's upset, it's got, like the one guy said, it's a reason why people in other parts of the world, including Jamaica, are saying the same thing about Americans. We treat countries like rental cars. I always say that we have a bad habit of treating other people's country like a rental car. We just ride it till the wheels fall off. And then we'll go back home as if we didn't do anything wrong. We can't always be like that. Shout to you, Kings. My man World Sean says, he said, I think I might settle down in Cali or that's another good choice. Barranquilla. Those are my two in Colombia. Guaranteed. The coffee region, yeah, the farm region, that too. But yeah, Barranquilla and Cartagena. I mean, Barranquilla and Cali, definitely. Shout out to my man Frank. Frank says, he says, and white people in America will treat the Nigerians the same way they treat Black Americans. How you like them apples. There's nothing wrong with that. And this the oppression is wrong. But what she's saying is, Frank, even though oppression is in Nigeria, in America, they're still going to strive to get their goals accomplished. And I've yet to see somebody in the comments say right now that at the stage of life that you're in, the white man holding you back. Maybe some of us who are worth $100,000 a year, maybe because of oppression wouldn't have happened. Maybe we'd probably be worth $250 right now. But we can't cry about $100,000 a year when most Americans ain't gonna never see $100,000 a year in their lifetime. I'll say this again. I think a lot of us don't realize this. Most Americans won't even see $80,000 a year in a lifetime. Most Americans will never see $70,000 a year on their W-2 form in their life. Ever. Let's keep on pushing. Most Americans will never see $60K on an annual W-2 or 1040 form in their life. Ever. There's nothing wrong with that. I'll say it again. There's nothing wrong with that. Especially if you live in places where you don't need that much money anyway, and you're happy with the life that you have. So there's nothing wrong with that. But what my point is that those of us that have hit 6 or 7 figures, we ain't talking about being oppressed, and we look stupid talking about it. If you making 100K and you talking about the white man holding you back, ain't nobody listening to us. a politician or two, an entertainer, LeBron James will talk about Black Lives. But for real, ain't nobody listen to us. If you a 6-figure dude, everybody looked at us like you're accomplishing, ing. Not that you've accomplished, but you are a person that's accomplishing. And we're back here under 60,000. They ain't trying to hear you. If that was just a regular sister, a Keisha, that didn't own no property and was complaining, they would have been said, go ahead, Keisha, you tripping. But because that sister said she owns property, see, a lot of people slept on what she said. I watched that video a couple of times. That sister said she owned properties. Once again, guys, forgive me of the eye tracker on the video. That's my fault. I forgot to turn it off on the camera. She said she owns properties. One sister grinded to get it. Maybe she went when she was in the States, she bust her butt, saved her money, and bought properties in Jamaica, and then came back to Jamaica. Because I know a lot of Colombians that do that. They go to the States, grind like a mother, and they live in a little 1-bedroom apartment or studio for 10 years. And you would think this is the poorest Mexican, poorest person from Dominica or Dominican Republic as well, poorest person that you ever saw. Or they'll live 15, 20 deep in one house for 20 years. And they've been sending that money back, and you thinking that they're just sending it back to take care of their family and loved ones. Oh no, take it from me. It's Colombians that own so many apartments and houses. That is one person that owns 3 or 4 houses. Because they were stacking their money in the States and didn't care about people in the United States looking at them as if they were poor. So when this sister says, I own properties, and she had been to the States, I believe her. Because I see Colombians do that all the time. They'll play poor while they're in the States and own all type of brand new properties and condos here in Colombia. And then they'll retire and they'll go back home. They'll come back home to Colombia and they'll have 2 that they'll sell, 1 that they'll keep as an Airbnb, and the last one they live in for the rest of their lives. All the time, Colombians do that. Remember, like I said, America is a corporation, not a country. It's where you go to make your money. And then what they do when they make their money, they send it back overseas, and then they go back home in about 20, 25, 30 years if they don't want to be there. Come on, many of you guys from the islands, your grandmama lived in the United States umpteen years, and now grandma say, I want to move back to Jamaica. I want to move back to Turks and Caicos. I want to move back to Colombia. You like, Grandma, you been here 35 years. You want to, well, Grandma says she want to move back to Jamaica. She tripping. I don't know why. No, that was always Grandma plan. She just never told y'all. Why would she want to move back to Jamaica? So I'm telling y'all, man. I'm telling y'all, when that sister said that she doesn't want any ratchetness, and when other people in other countries, this is my point with this video. I'm about to wrap it up now. We've been on here for 3 hours. This is my point with this video, brothers. And let me make sure I didn't miss anybody on the Cash App side. This is what my point is in all sincerity. Make sure that when you get to other countries, that we don't carry ourselves in disrespectful ways. Shout out to my man Tevin Brown in the building with the $10, showing the love always with the $10 Cash App. Shout out to you, brother. We gotta always carry ourselves, no matter what race we are in the United States. We got to get over that that think we better than everybody else when we leave. We got to stop treating other people's property like they're rental cars in these other countries, because whites are doing it and blacks, well, ninjas are doing it. And that's all the sister's saying. She said, if you're a good working black person, I rent to you. I rent to you. But you ninjas, I will be saying the exact same thing she's saying. I don't rent to you ninjas. Keep your money. Okay. Here we go. You guys have heard me say this just like this sister said this. I always say it about consultations, don't I? Whenever I know that some brother or sister is ratchet, I tell them, keep your money. What? Keep your money, man. That's all right. What? I'm trying to get this information about Colombia. You don't want my money? No, brother, keep your money. Get it from somewhere else. I have turned down thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars because I do not F with ninjas. Black people, I help you all the time. I love black people. White folks, that's positive, I'm on your team too. But if you a racist redneck, oh man, you keep your money, bro. If you one of them whites, I'm superior to everybody. Nah, you keep your little change in your pocket. I turn them boys down too. Don't think I just do consultation with black people, please, people. But if you a positive brother, I'm on your team. I'm meeting you at the airport. But if you a ninja, I tell them brothers just in case y'all ever wonder, if I take all the money, like the one brother said earlier, all money ain't good money. It's plenty of times, and I mean plenty of times. No, keep your money. No, keep your money. I'll email them back. Keep your money. There were one group of brothers, they said, it's 18 of us. We'll pay for the consultations. You know how much money that is? They kept hitting me up for 2 or 3 years. We want a consultation about Cali. Keep your money, bruh. Keep your money. Then they hit me up a couple weeks ago. Well, we coming to Cali anyway. We got us a different connect. All right, cool. I'm happy for you. But you didn't come here through me. Check it out. I think I told you guys this. The same brothers that I saw the ratchetness, who told me I'm crazy for telling them for 2 years, keep your money. I said, y'all some good dudes, but y'all breed the bad dudes. Oh, Dre, you tripping. I said, I'm going to say this again. I said, all 18 of y'all some good dudes. I say, but you good dudes, y'all breed bad dudes. That's how Sasua got messed up. Not because of you good dudes, but because you breed bad dudes. Some of you black men breed ninjas in Cartagena. Not because you a ninja, because ninjas follow you to Cartagena. They follow you to DR. They follow you good dudes to Thailand. And that's how places get the question mark. Not because you good dudes, but because ninjas are followers. So I said, cool. Then they put in the group, Dre, you ain't gonna believe this, bruh. We're in Cali in one of the most expensive 5-star restaurants in Cali, Colombia. They're located all around Colombia. When you go in there, you coming out some money, you ain't gonna see nothing but couples and sugar daddies with the hottest chicks. Couples gonna be in there celebrating something, and sugar daddy's gonna be in there spoiling their little bunny. Nothing wrong with that. One of the brothers of the 18 said, Dre, we sitting in this expensive, amazing restaurant. How come one of these Negroes pull out a bag of weed and start rolling up some weed on the table at the restaurant? Oh, and my response was, oh, so everything that I've been telling you for 2 years wasn't a lie, huh? So everything I told you about good dudes breed ninjas, it wasn't a lie, huh? And he described other incidences. Right, Darth? Right. Top restaurants. For those of you who have been to Colombia, you've been to and you know the cantina. You know when you're in Bogota or Medellin, you know you coming out some paper if you go into the cantina, the Mexican restaurant. These ninjas in the cantina rolling up weed. Anybody that's been to Colombia, even if you've driven past the cantina, you see the valet parking, you see the staff that's extremely clean, you see the sexy hostesses. No matter where you go in Medellin, Cartagena, Cali, when you go to the cantina, you know that Mexican restaurant is one of the top restaurants in that city. Because they give you a show. The atmosphere is over the top. It's like one of the best New York restaurants. You know when you walk in there, ain't nothing but 9s and 10s. Whether it be a couple or whether it be, like I said, a dude that's paying for his snow bunny. I mean, not for his snow bunny, but he's a sugar daddy. And you Negroes come from DR after I done told you for 2 years, keep your money, but you tell me this year, F you, Dre, we gotta connect. All right, I told you, y'all ratchet. No, we ain't. Okay. If you ain't ratchet, why you putting in a group, in a private message to me, Dre? You won't believe what happened. In the cantina of all places. You ain't supposed to be rolling them no weed in the club. I mean, in the restaurant anyway. But do you know how much money you paying as if you're paying for a stateside meal in the cantinas? And you got this fool with you rolling up weed. And you wonder why for 2 years I said, I don't F with you. Just like the sister said, I will embrace and rent to good brothers, but to you ratchet dudes, you can keep your money. Like the brother said, all money ain't good money. And that's why I've said no to a lot of money. If you come down here to Cali and I mess with you, that's because you good people. But if I tell you keep your money, you might as well go ahead and get mad, because that's just me telling you, you ratchet. So you might as well get mad anyway. As soon as Andre say, nah, bro, keep your money, you can cuss me out. I'm used to it. I'm used to brothers cussing me out because I don't take your money. I find another way. That's what you're going to have to do, brother. Keep your money in your pocket. And I said calmly, I'm not disrespectful when I email a person back. But if I tell you I don't deal with you, I don't deal with you. Because I see the ratchetness and you can keep your money. And I've said that plenty of times. Most of you dudes are some really great dudes. And I'm always excited to meet you and talk to you and everything. And the reason why I can always have that excitement, because I have told the ratchet dudes, keep your money. So I know what type of dudes, for the most part, that's getting off the plane that I'm meeting and shaking your hand. I know what type of quality guys you are. Some of you guys come down here as a couple and you ain't trying to deal with no ratchetness that's in Medellin. So you come down here and do consultations as a couple. I've done consultations with families. And they're like, you know what? We enjoy it down here. My wife and my kids can enjoy it down here. But yeah, but let me not ramble. He said, I think I know you'll connect. Shout out to you. He said, Andre, I applaud you for standing in business for 2 years. Yeah. They were serious. Like, man, we'll pay you this, that. And I'm like 18 times. I'm like, man, that's a nice chunk of money. That's like, yeah, that's like 5 figures. Keep your money. We got you, Dre. Keep your money in your pocket, bro. I meant that from the bottom of my heart. Never wavered on that. Never wavered on that. Shout out to my man Black by Design once again. And Darth says, he said, I've been traveling internationally since I was a teenager, man. I'm jealous. I am jealous. He said, I always travel solo and avoid the heat up. I'm for the most part a solo traveler too, so I'm with you on that one, brother. I usually meet somebody there. Like I meet some of you guys. Let's say I went to a country and I met some guys in that country. That's how usually I kind of network. But to like get on a plane with another dude, that really ain't been my thing. Not saying that if I was single, I wouldn't do it, but it just never happened. It just never happened. You see, yeah, for real, man. I'm with you on that one, but no. That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, man. Yeah. Let me let you guys go because, like I said, some of you guys got to get up in the morning. Let me make sure I got everybody. Shout out to you guys. Let me make sure I get Tevin. Tevin said, he said, Jamaican motto is out of many, one people. People on TikTok are being overly dramatic. Oh, of course, being over dramatic or overly dramatic with what my sister was saying. I caught everything she was saying and I agree with her 100%. 100% I agree with her. Because she was not putting everybody in the same category. My man Darth says, he said, I love everybody, but no one rules over me. I rule over me. And if I fail, I failed alone. Abraham said that to King. It's a long name. King Nebuchadnezzar? No, it wasn't King Nebuchadnezzar. Oh, I used to know in the Bible, Abraham said that there was a king that looked out for Abraham. I don't remember if it was the king of Egypt or it was another king. And when Abraham got on his feet, Abraham paid a tithe. That was the first time that the term tithe or 10% was in the Bible. He paid a tithe. And I'll never forget this part of the story. The king said, man, you ain't got to give me that money. We cool. Abraham say, no. Just like Darth said. He said, I don't want any man to say, I made Abraham. I was the one that hooked him up. If it wasn't for me, Abraham would be this and that. So in the Bible, Abraham said, nah, bro, you take this tithe. You take this money back, this money of appreciation. Thank you for hooking me up. He said, but I don't want no man on this planet to say, I was the one that built Abraham up. I was the one that hooked him up. I was the connect. That's one of my favorite parts of the Bible, that one little tidbit story of Abraham. And just like Darth saying, no man can cause my failure and no man can say that he caused my success when it comes to this travel thing. I'm with Darth on that one. If I mess up, I messed up on my own. And if he succeeds on his own. Oh yeah, we've been doing it ghetto all night long. This probably be the last time we'll be doing a live stream that's ghetto like this with the eye tracker and me having the forgetting to keep the camera set up, because this camera is one of the few cameras. This is a Canon 10. Before I let you guys go, this camera is a Canon R10. It's one of the few DSLR cameras, the big cameras, that actually allow you to have it on 24/7. Most cameras do what this camera does. It turns off every 30 minutes. That's why this camera, the average camera, is used for just making regular videos, but it's not made for live streams. This is the first camera that they thought about YouTubers. And so they set it up to where you can set it for 30 minutes or you can set it to be permanently on. That's why you guys see me. I'm able to do 6, 7, 8 hour live streams, 4-hour live streams, because this Canon R10 is the first camera that came out a couple years ago, about 2-3 years ago. 2 years ago, that allows you to just let it ride. You can just set it and forget it. But I made a mistake and clicked the wrong button before the live stream, and I put it on the 30-minute mark instead of keeping it where it's on permanent. And that's why it's been cutting off every 30 minutes. But yeah, it's a great camera, and I love that blurriness. You know, you got your lens, and I love that blurry background that it gives you to make you just look so amazing. So I appreciate that. So shout out to you guys for all that you guys have done. Thank you for the support tonight. I know many of us got to get up in the morning for work. I know I got work to do for the other channels. And like I said, we got some sponsorships coming down the turnpike for the colognes. So instead of just talking about the colognes, I can drop the link and you guys can get some discounts on some great colognes. But once again, this is Andre, and Andrea love crossing borders. And we're going to be out of here, guys. You guys have a great evening. There we go. There we go. It was Melchizedek. Melchizedek was the king. Absolutely correct. Melchizedek was the king that Abraham said in Genesis 14. Thank you very much. 18 through 20. When Abraham said, "No, you go ahead and take this tithe, bruh. You gonna take this money, man. Hey, king, take this money, because ain't nobody gonna say I was the connect. I was able to do for Abraham what God couldn't do. I was the one that hooked Abraham up. If it wasn't for me, I was the first one that did it for Abraham." Abraham like, "Nah, bruh. Ain't no man gonna be able to say I did this for Abraham. And if it wasn't for me, Abraham wouldn't be the man who he is." So yeah, there we go. There we go. And I'm going to be looking at that this evening in my Bible that I got on my phone. So I'm going to go through that Genesis 14, 18 through 20. Yep. Shout out to you, brother. He said, "With our mother, father ascending into heaven." Yep. And that was actually who was the one who, without mother and father, ascended into heaven? Edom. Yep. Bless him in the name of El Ayah. And man, I used to know all 7 names of God in the Old Testament. It wasn't used as God. It was like God this, God that, God. It was like 7 names that represents God in the Old Testament. Send off with a drink in hand. Oh, yep. I got you, brothers, with the drink in hand in the background. Shout out to you guys. I'm gonna hook you up. Good call.
Det var första gången vi möttes. Våra blickar bara bara möttes. Kommer du ihåg det igen? Kommer du ihåg igen? Du vill ha ice and little fingers. Då du vet det kalas. All in, ingen broms, schackmatt på din vänster hand. Du är så viktig baby. Ja, du är allians. Du är försiktig baby. Men du gav mig en chans. Det är 50-50 baby. Men det är balans. Jag växlar upp med dig baby. Ingen annan. Det var fan ingen dans på någon ros innan jag träffade någon som det. Som det, baby. Det var fan ingen dans på någon ros innan jag träffade någon som det. Du är mitt liv, baby. Aldrig titta på någon annan, varför du med annan? Kom var med mig baby. Aldrig lita på någon annan. Finns ingen annan, jag vill ha min chakarinna. Låsa och säg ingen sinna. Jag kommer alltid ride with you. 100 gubbar klättrar die for you. Du är så viktig baby. Ja, du är allians. Du är försiktig baby. Men du gav mig en chans. Det är 50-50 baby. Men det är balans. Jag växlar upp med dig baby. Ingen annan. Det var fan ingen dans på någon ros innan jag träffade någon som det. Du är mitt liv baby. Det var fan ingen dans på någon ros innan jag träffade någon som det. Du är mitt liv baby. Visa mig vart du finns. Vi kommer väl till min city, nej. Jag vet att det finns. Kom det är bra lives and all nights, yeah. Jag vet att jag min ni kör det. Skön social smart good lady. Jag tvivlar det. Visa mig vart du finns, yeah. Det var fan ingen dans på någon ros innan jag träffade någon som det.
All right.